I've now introduced you.
That's a good line. Yeah, the internet is so welcomed to me right now. Uh, Hi, folks. If you're watching this, probably it's the future because a very small amount of people join us in the pre-arrival of our third player. This is a very special time for very special people, perhaps like you, or perhaps like some person in the future who doesn't know they're going to hear this yet. This is our little chat, our little game show, if you will. What's the game? Oh, that doesn't happen in this part of the show, actually. It's kind of confusing that I put it that way. The game we're going to be playing today is a tabletop role-playing game called Quantum Nobodies, and we will be playing it just a little bit later. In the meantime, how you doing, Anthony?
I'm doing great. I just got a haircut, as you can see, and I tried to describe to the hairdresser what this was. I think my most successful attempt
Hold on,
was
this or this?
no, this thing we're doing right now. Describing this was not bad. There's pictures. It's easy, but describing this is weirder. She was like pretty on board. She was like happy. She was excited about whatever it was. But I think the thing that really nailed it was I just described it as like an improv show, and I think that was the thing that like she was like, oh okay, yeah, I know what that is.
That's smart. That's a smart way to do it. You know, I always talk to my barber about tabletop role-playing games, but almost never about this. Because I fail this show all the time. I almost never talk about it on social media. Today I was talking about actual plays and didn't mention us.
You didn't mention us.
Yeah, I'm just a sinner.
What you saying about actual plays out there in the world?
Also, they're bad mostly.
Whoa! Which is why you didn't mention us, because this is also bad, but you don't want to say it. That'd be mean.
Wink. It was a little more nuanced of a take than that. I essentially said that because of the nature of the medium, there's different things that different people want from it, right? Some people want that connection with people who feel like friends, that banter. Some people want to do research into a system, to learn rules and processes. And some people want an engaging narrative. And if you try to like trim the fat, edit something so that it's more of one of these things, you're probably losing one of the other elements that matters to someone else.
That is true.
So either you have something that's a bit sort of slow moving, which is not bad. Plenty of people love a second screen entertainment source, or you have something that's polished, but not in the same direction that everybody wants. It's kind of the Dungeons and Dragons challenge all over again. A lot of people like Dungeons and Dragons for a lot of different reasons. And if you try to change something about it to suit your tastes more, well, sometimes you just end up with something that someone who liked the old version now cannot join you for.
So do you think that like, I mean, it seems fine that there's actual plays for different groups of people, right? And I think that actually is happening, right? Like that you have these like edited together, like tight, well-produced actual plays, and then you have these like long meandering, watch us roll the dice and try to figure it out. I'm pretty sure that the internet and me couldn't hear your cough, but we can all fill in what we think Kurt said in that fake cough.
Oh, it was just a fake cough. There wasn't fake cough words.
Oh, okay. Well, we can all imagine. Yeah, I feel like like naturally there is the differentiation that has happened, which seems good, but it just means that it's not a single beast. You know, you have to like be precise
For sure.
when you're talking about an actual play. Hi, Atomic
Folks,
Sorcery. Hi, Rapala. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi to both of you. Something incredible has happened today, which is I gave Anthony two thumbnail options, and Anthony chose the one that wasn't color graded to match the rest of the thumbnail.
Now, did I do it just to defy your expectations? Because the last two
Did you?
times I thought about it, but I genuinely like this one better, I think, unless I've conned myself into thinking that just to defy your expectations.
Who's to say? We can't know these things.
Have you ever been a fan of an actual play?
Sort of, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there's, but I kind of, much the same way that many people do, I've treated them as sort of something to listen to while I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
Um, and that sometimes works for me and it sometimes doesn't. I'm not that great of a multitasker. So there'll be times when I'm, I don't know, doing the dishes and then just like my mind floats off elsewhere as I do dishes and I'm not listening to the actual play that's in my ears. So I
Yeah.
kind of, one like single engaging activity tends to be best for me because otherwise I don't end up doing anything. I just kind of think about soup. Um,
He's always thinking about soup.
that is, yeah, that's fair. And we all know that about me, and that's why we're here.
This is a soup intervention, actually. Kurt, you have a problem. Soup is
You
getting in
can't,
the way.
not in public. Anthony, this is such a sensitive issue for me. What will I do about my gazpacho?
Doesn't gazpacho feel like a military term?
Uh, See, it's close to something. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't pull them apart in my head, which is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. One is just a chilled, pleasant soup, and the other is something that one would rather avoid.
Yes. I was a big Critical Role fan for a while.
Really?
But now I can't. Yeah, and in fact, it like got me back into D&D. Very importantly, like I hadn't played for several years, and then I was returned. And it was like really, I was like so into it. And I was partly so into it because like I knew the game well enough that like all of like it's it's long and it's not necessarily fast moving, but if you're like into the game part, the mechanics and the story, maybe there's like enough for your brain to do kind of to try to figure out like
Would you put it on and just keep watching it for the
yeah
4 hours?
that's the crazy thing is that
that was the one thing that you weren't knitting or anything.
No, I would just watch it. Which, like,
there
now in retrospect, I can't even imagine doing that. I'm like, whoa, that feels like I wouldn't be able to focus on it. But, yeah, for a while, it was there. Which is very interesting, because everybody always complains about how long and sometimes slow actual plays are. And I think you're mostly right. But it does work for some people, right? Like, there are times where you, like, you're really into it, actually, and can watch, like, 4 hours of gameplay content and be fully engrossed.
Sure.
Which, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would watch 4 hours of people playing games? Thanks for joining us, guys. If you had to invent a ideal way of consuming a game, TTRPG, which is not playing it, you're not allowed to play, but you need to consume that product. What would be the ideal thing? Like, it could be like a live show. What would you design in an ideal world?
I mean, I know the answer because that's what I was talking about on Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I have I'll call him a friend. Sure, why not? Hey, Sam. Hey, pal. I don't think Sam is here with us. Sam Dunewald, who is most well known for the Dice Exploder show, but you might know from Space Train Space Heist, a game we played on stream.
Okay.
Sam Dunewald recently produced a This American Lifestyle podcast about his experience with Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast.
Okay.
And that was perfect.
That was
Incredibly, edited impeccably, and more than I think any other piece of medium a lot of these shows I think are have at least as one of their objectives to give you an idea what it actually feels like to play this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Sam's piece actually felt like the feelings that you would have. And on that note, hi, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in.
Please make yourself at home while we all patiently await for Amanda to boomerang back into stream 2.
Hey, Otto and Lock the Fox, welcome. I just went over to Amanda's stream to see how she was doing over there, and as I clicked on it, I was shown my own face, and I was like, what are we doing here?
Otto says Amanda says she's going to be a smidge.
She's going to be a smidge.
For those of you who don't know, a smidge is a kind of waterfowl. It eats primarily tadpoles.
I didn't know that.
So I guess Amanda will show up in full bird cosplay. That is a lie, by the way, which, you had it in the name. You knew this could happen.
Welcome, everybody. If you haven't joined us before for Lies You'll Enjoy, this, and Amanda's probably described it, but I'll describe it again just because I can. This is something that we do almost every Monday. The three of us get together and we play indie tabletop role-playing games together usually one-shots, and we are playing a game called Quantum Nobodies today, which looks very cool. None of us have played it before, I believe.
That's true.
But
Unless Amanda has a big surprise for me.
as far as I can tell, we're going to be playing like quantum anomalies that are caught in some sort of loop, sort of time loop situation, and we are trying to escape. Speaking of Amanda, I believe she has arrived. Shall we welcome our third member? You ready? There's a bit of a scramble here in the it's gonna look crazy for a second. Here we go. Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Great. We are currently in the wrong order, but now we are back. Welcome, Amanda. How was your stream?
It was great. It was great. Yeah, we got a lot of good matches in today, honestly. I was like, my community was crushing it, and I was very impressed. And I thought we had some really good,
Wait.
like some real good synergy in the matches.
Y'all are playing together?
Yeah, so my Marvel
Whoa.
Rival stream, how it works is if I reach my sub goal, either on YouTube or on Twitch, then I open it up to play with viewers. So anyone that's watching the stream can come and play if we unlock the goal.
That is
And as long as
super
they're
cool.
not like a troll or something, which fortunately we haven't had anyone that's been like that. So knock on wood.
That
We don't get
that's
trolls.
really fun. What a good stream. You're like
Yeah,
getting
it's
good
really
at
fun.
streaming.
So thanks. So good matches. And also, guys, today I got this guy. Do you know who this guy is?
Mike Wazowski.
A very
does kinda
square
look-
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
He does look familiar, but I actually don't know who this is.
This is Fibblethip. He's a goblin from Magic the
From Magic
Gathering.
the Gathering.
And this is the Thunder Junction version. He has a little cowboy hat because that's Thunder Junction. It's all like kind of Wild West themed. And he's a deck box, so he holds my Magic cards. And I'm so happy.
Whoa,
I
that is
spent way
cool.
too much money on this, but I just have to share it with people because I spent too much money.
That's very cool. Isn't Fibblethip's like creature type just Fibblethip? Isn't there
I think he's a goblin.
a goblin? What? Oh,
I think
fascinating.
so. He might just be
homunculus?
himself.
Maybe homunculus. I don't know.
He kind of does look homunculously. Fibblethip the Lost is the character name. Oh yeah, he is a homunculus. You're right, actually. He's not a goblin. I just also love goblins, so forgive me. You're right. Homunculus.
Lock the Fox says we were supposed to talk smack about you before you arrived.
Yeah. I was
Unfortunately,
like, go over there and whisper things.
I don't think we said anything mean about you. Kurt,
No.
for a bit, sort of made up a lie that you would be dressed as a waterfowl when you arrived. But that's kind of as
wish.
far as we got, yeah.
It is
That
true.
would've been
That is
cool.
as
Do you
far as
have
we
a waterfowl cosplay you could get into right now?
I do not, but I think it'd be really funny if Kurt just said that and then I just happened to come to stream dressed like that
That'd be sick.
without me even knowing, because that sounds like a thing that could totally happen.
Like, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
It could
Definitely
happen.
possible. It's like when Kurt is like, I know Amanda has choices for like which character she'll pick in this RPG that we're gonna play, but I'm gonna put secret things in the sheet because I'm like pretty sure Amanda will pick this character, and then when that comes up, I'm like, Kurt knows me, so I feel like he could just make a guess on what type of cosplay I might one day wear to stream and could be correct. Very likely. And waterfowl is one that I've been wanting to add to my collection. So
Oh yeah, is it a big hit at the cons? Everyone's always like, "Be a
Huge.
waterfowl."
yeah, and then I'm like, I don't have that cosplay, and everyone's like, wow.
Wow.
Do you even cosplay though?
Oh my god, what a
So-
fake fan, really.
I mean, I can think of one, right? Because there's the boy and the heron. You could be the heron. That would
Oh,
not be
yeah,
a flattering
I-
cosplay, but
I still haven't seen the boy and the heron, but I could be the heron. Why not?
There's always Daffy Duck.
Oh, Daffy Duck. There you go.
everyone loves Daffy Duck cosplays.
Everyone's always asking. They're like, but why no more Daffy Duck?
Come on, Daffy
And
it
they're
up.
like, Amanda, when are you gonna be sexy Daffy Duck? And I'm like, I know. It's the one everyone wants. The forbidden cosplay, sexy Daffy.
Sassy Duck. I'm trying to.
Assy.
Daffy Duck?
Oh no.
I don't like
I was
it
just gonna
either.
say sexy duck. That's if you just
Dilfy Duck. It's an option.
Dilf.
No one liked that one. I think it's time that we introduce ourselves so I don't have to deal with the follow to that. Welcome to Lies You'll Enjoy, a corner of the internet where we tell fanciful lies every week, pretending to be people we are not. Sometimes
We also
quantum
always
anomalies.
have weird intros like this, so if you like that, to click just for that.
Yeah. Every intro we try to work the word DILF in, and once we do, we know we can start the show.
You're lucky you cut me off before I went on the match tangent.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome. I am Anthony. I am a longtime player of tabletop role-playing games. Been playing since I was a mere 6 years old, thanks to my older sister. And I have written children's books. Now I do a lot of economics. But the best part of my week is playing games with these guys on Mondays. And let me introduce these other two. Kurt, who are you?
My name's Kurt. My middle name is a different name than Kurt.
Ooh, can you figure it out?
Whoa.
Whoever figures it out, we will gift you a sub.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many choices. I make RPGs, I play RPGs, and I love to spend every Monday with my two pals, Anthony and Amanda, playing RPGs that I have carefully selected months in advance and forgotten what they are. I am excited about today's in the same vein. But before we can talk about that, who the heck is our third member?
Hello, I'm Amanda. Some people know me as Vamp X13, but most people just call me Vamp or Vampy. I'm a YouTuber and streamer, a lover of RPGs, have been for a long time, ever since Kurt introduced me to them many moons ago. And I really love this particular group because we really focus on playing games that are super accessible, that are not these big, chunky, usually like hard to get into, what am I doing games. So if you've ever wanted to play something like Dungeons and Dragons but felt intimidated, these games are very accessible, easy to find, and they're also usually more affordable as well. So we get to promote some of these games that other people just would never find. And Kurt is really good at picking games. And sometimes Anthony and I even suggest a game every time. It's a
Very
wild-
occasionally.
Very occasionally, they're like, well, I heard about this one. So
I've
we're
got
very
two
blessed.
that I'm thinking about, by the way. Just
There you
a
go.
little
There
teaser.
you go. There you go. So we're very blessed that like it's just really like a lot of good taste and good vibes and just weird, fun little games that you also can just watch one session and get a whole story, which is great.
Except for
There
when
you
we
go.
go over. And then
Except
you
for
have to watch
sometimes-
two
and
sessions.
Sometimes we do 2 sessions, and sometimes we do a campaign. It's rare, but it happens.
It's happened. It has happened
You've-
before.
Done it twice, thrice.
I think twice. Thrice?
Well,
I
once
remember.
not on stream. That was our first one, Fall of Magic.
Oh, campaigns, you mean.
And we cannot stop referencing it.
We love giving out the FOMO. We had such a great time.
You
It's the
guys
best game
couldn't
we've ever
watch it.
played.
It's the best game we've ever played. But yeah, you can't watch it. Sorry. Fall of Magic, and then we did Wander Home, and then we did Yazebas. Is that it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Oh, we should play the sequel to Fall of Magic. I want to play the next one. We got to play that at some point.
It's
You
on the list.
specifically didn't pick it the last time we were
I
making
know, but I
campaign
really wanted to
choices.
play Wander Home.
No, Yazebas.
So-
Yazebas.
Yazebas.
And that was a
Oh,
good call.
yeah. We
made the right
because That
call.
was very special.
Did make the right call.
But it's
actually,
called City of
sorry,
Winter,
I was thinking
right?
of Wander Home because Yazebas is another one that I actually need to buy because after we played Wander Home, I bought the book and I need Yazebas, but it's like never in stock, guys, because it's such a great book.
Things have started moving, though, I will
They
say.
have, so it's more accessible now. I should
Well,
get it.
Wander Home finally just got a reprint.
That's great.
There's been some
I was
purgatorial
waiting forever
challenges.
to get Wander Home, and then it came back for like a second, and I was like, yes. Actually, I think Michael actually got it for me off my throne wish list back in the day. So, thank
Also,
you.
I will take a moment just to say, hi, YouTube. We do know you exist. Nice to see you, Jesse. Nice to see you, Ricardo. Excuse our radio silence on that front earlier, but I see you.
You are seen.
Thanks for being here. You are seen and appreciated. Sorry, I have not had chat open, so I've probably been talking like crazy. We should also introduce our game. Enough about who we are.
Yeah, enough about us.
Went
Yeah,
on like
gross.
a rant. Ew.
You went full like, yeah, see? Enough about that.
I don't want to hear about these people.
Also, Otto is asking, wasn't Yazeba like 5 weeks?
I think it was. I think it was
we did
5
lots.
months.
Way more.
Yeah, I think it was really long. I don't know. I'd have to look at how many sessions.
I can tell you how many sessions because I've been tracking them all.
Yeah, how many sessions was it? And we play usually around once a week, so
15.
15. So that would be about 3 months and a bit. But I think we also had like some weeks off, so maybe it was more like 5 months, like you said.
Yeah.
I can tell you when we started because we only had one that wasn't on stream. So Yazeba's, this was our second stream, I think, that we did because the first one wasn't on YouTube. And that was on September. Yeah, people were saying September 2024. That is correct. And then we finished on 3 months ago.
We finished on 3 months ago.
Yeah, March.
Sure did.
So September.
The first one was
October,
September
November,
9th.
December.
The last one was March 13th.
We played for like almost 7 months.
Well,
wow. That's a pretty long campaign for us.
That's actually bananas.
That's actually
wild.
crazy.
I don't know that I even realized
And I remember when we finished it too, we were like, we could just keep going.
Could keep
But
going.
like,
yeah,
this is a good spot narratively to kind of put a bookmark.
We were exercising restraint when we stopped. We were like, oh, this is a good place to end. I'll leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
7 months later.
So there's still other things. And we like had just unlocked new characters. Like part of me was like, I want to play with those characters, but I was like, we need to let it go. We need to, because otherwise we'll never stop playing this game. It's so good. But yeah, Wander Home was interesting though, because that one has like an ending. I feel like it like
That's true. It was great.
has to end. Yeah.
But that's all in the past now.
That's all in the past.
That's all in the past. Let's look towards the future, the present.
Well, do you want the future or the present? Because I could do either, baby. Sorry, that sounded really flirty, and so I had to go
present in this game because it's about time loops. So
true.
Get ready for that.
That's true. All on theme. Kurt, can you tell us about Quantum Nobodies?
Quantum Nobodies is a micro RPG, a one-page RPG, but a very generous page RPG from Dungeon Club Games. It's about a bunch of nobodies who have no dice. That's a bit meta. We will be a group of people, or I should say, you will be a group of people who are trying to untangle a quantum mystery. I will be your game master, known as the God Complex. It's my job to set the scene, show the stakes, narrate action, pass rulings, and it's your job to die a whole lot, respawn, keep moving forward through time,
Whoa.
and ever so slowly resolve this entanglement you found yourselves in. You're going to start in a shared location of your choice, each in a moment of individual embarrassment. That will be your tether. Each time the loop restarts, it will be in this embarrassing moment. And we will keep returning to it, just like any of us might do when it is dark outside and we are trying to sleep and we think about the 7th grade. Why? Oh, God. Sorry, I was just thinking about the 7th grade. Before we do any of that, we are going to be creating some characters.
Okay.
So there's 2 versions of this sheet available, I'll say to you two in our drive. One is bright and colorful and exciting and cool, and the other is very easy to read. So feel free to open whatever one you would prefer. You are going to have a couple of things.
Okay.
One is going to be your vibe. One is going to be a code name. You're also going to have a signature item. These 3 things are true. Your vibe is exactly what it sounds like. Your code name is exactly what it sounds like. Your signature item is something that tethers you to this timeline, like a cosmic anchor. It can
Okay.
be anything you want, uh, but it will have one of 6 specific effects. Uh, it is a normal object, essentially, so it doesn't inherently have this effect. It's just, do you know what I mean? Like, a donut could do this. It's just the effects are things like reversing time or ignoring gravity or becoming invisible.
I see. I see.
And it just happens to be this object that
Right.
does that for you.
Right.
So
it could easily
any
be a
object.
shower cap or something.
Could be a shower cap or something. Oh, I should say I've alluded to this already, but you will need 6-sided dice to play this game. So Amanda looks up. So if you would like dice, physical implements, if you would like to fetch physical dice, you may feel free to do so. And if you would like to not do that, click that button on the internet. Yeah.
I will reserve my right to go grab physical dice.
I thought you might. And that's why in the stream right now, it's come up at the bottom. Kurt called it. Amanda wants real dice.
So I'm going to do that. But also because I came from one stream to another stream, I've now crossed the streams. And so I have to go to the bathroom. So
Okay, you do that. We'll be here.
and then I'll grab my dice and then I'll come back. And I'm going to grab like a quick little drink if that's okay.
Cool.
Sure, yeah.
I love everything that you've described so far. I'm very excited. 2 minutes.
I'm not sure what's being clipped with that, Rapala.
Just Amanda's announcement. Kurt, do you have any sense? Like, this game feels like, it's certainly inviting us to do a lot of fun stuff. When I'm creating a character, I have no idea what sort of entity it is that I'm trying to create. Is there guidance, or is the open-endedness supposed to be part of the experience?
I mean, some things that could possibly be threats. You're literally called a nobody in this game.
Yeah. Does that mean I'm a person?
You are a person. Yeah, presumably. I guess you could be like a weird space thing. Who am I to tell you what you are? Amanda might end up being a slime. We all know that that's something Amanda could do.
Yeah.
Loves the slime.
She loves it. Okay. But like, probably default person. For some reason, this game feels like it's defying all my expectations, and I'm like, so am I like the idea of the color green? Like, that was sort of what I was worried about,
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's you will have a defragged effect. Maybe that could shape what you want. You're a paradox of sorts. You're a liminal creature out of time and space, and you will have a unique metaphysical scar. Maybe you have amnesia. Maybe you have touch-based telepathy. Maybe you're missing your heart.
Could be a secret android. But all of this means that I probably should have a heart and potentially look like I could be an android and not be the idea of the color green.
But how wild you stray. I am fascinated by these impulses and inclinations you've saddled yourself with today.
I think one thing you haven't mentioned yet is that the name of your role in this game is the God Complex, which I think is great. I feel like accurate and a true. That's what most dungeon masters, game masters, have a little bit of. So this is a perfect name.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And in fact, God Complex is both what my role is, but it's also part of the narrative.
Yeah, right.
Because the God Complex is, I think, in universe called that. Yeah, I think that's true. It's possible that's true.
Is there something about the God Complex arriving that is important here?
The God Complex is a trans-dimensional bureaucracy with cult-like fervor, whose mission is to snuff out quantum nobodies who populate space-time and purge them.
I see.
So there are also agents associated with that. We'll have to say these things again once Amanda arrives.
I just realized we shouldn't cover this when poor Amanda can't hear it.
Fair enough. So instead, we'll just say other things.
We will just say other things.
As we famously do.
I
will say, often folks are reminded, I think, of Triangle Agency when we start delving into RPGs in this territory. Triangle Agency is a game about a mysterious organization that you are a part of, and it's one of those games that doesn't really 100% even tell you how deep it goes until you get into it. I think it sounds really neat, and I probably would have already owned it if it didn't use D4s. But what are you going to do?
Do you hate D4s, or is this just part of your...
I hate them a lot. Hate them a lot. Oh, they're the worst.
Is this because of your foot safety, or...
Foot safety is one of the considerations.
Okay.
But they're also, I know they're a platonic solid, I get it.
Yeah.
But they're also very bad to roll, I think. You roll them and they go, split.
They do kind of blap onto the table.
Yeah.
They've never rolled in their life.
Yeah, they don't know how to do it.
True.
The D4s, they don't know how to roll.
Have you seen like the dreidel-shaped D4s? The ones that are kind of like...
That's an improvement, I think. It's interesting you say that. During, what era would this have been in American history? There was a period, I think early 20th century, late 19th century, in which dice were seen as immoral, largely because
gambling.
Because of gambling. And so this is both the reason that Crokinole was created, a game of skill and not luck, in which you're flicking discs towards the middle, and it's also why the game of life didn't use dice.
Really?
Because it's actually a very old game, and
that's why there's a spinner.
It had a spinner.
Huh.
Yeah.
People are like, you can't gamble with a spinner.
I'm not gambling with that, Clyde. Put that spinner away.
Roulette happened, and they were like, wheels are evil too. Everything's evil.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't have wheels in their cars anymore. And that's why if you see old pictures, they use horses for a bit, because we couldn't use cars, so we had to use horses for a while.
That must be what happened, yeah.
I'm pretty
That's
sure.
definitely how it worked, yeah.
Ricardo says that was the 1950s, so I think that seems accurate. You know, the 1950s when we didn't have cars?
Yeah, I remember it well.
We all do, as ageless beings. Welcome back, Amanda.
Thank
Do you have dice? How long have you been streaming, Amanda?
Today?
Yeah, not like in this stream.
Not like...
Oh, and also not in life.
I don't know. What time did we start, guys?
I'm just trying to do a wellness check on you.
3. Thank you. 4, maybe? I think I started at 4. So not as long today as I normally stream.
Okay. Respectable.
4 to 5, 5 to 6. 6, 7. It's been 4 hours. So normally at this point of the day, if I had gotten on when I wanted to get on, this would be like hour number 7.
Yeah.
Huh. If we were unionized, you should have already had a couple breaks.
That's
and
true.
Some snacks by
I
now.
I did take a bio break when I went and got my salad.
Just now?
No.
Oh,
a while ago in the stream.
Good.
I got my salad, which Chris sent, which thank you to Chris. And then I went up, and then when I came back down, I was like, you know what, guys? I need another few minutes because I got to take a bio break. And then I took a bio break. And then I think that's it. And then I think that one that I just had now. So.
All right. Well, I think you're probably still behind on breaks. And as your managers, we are held responsible for this. So.
Well, I'm sitting and I have dice, so I would say that's like a break.
Nice.
Wow. There you go.
The fact that we get to play with dice today, that's a fun break.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Kurt.
Every time I roll one die, that's like 10 minutes of a break to me. It's like feels real good.
Sometimes
I will say again, they are D6s. That looked like a smorgasbord. I don't know.
Oh,
maybe
yeah. That's just a dice set. I have more dice over here.
Great. If there's a D4 in there, I just don't show it to the camera because Kurt will get
It's my
pissed.
other bag of dice, my Buffy bag.
Buffy bag. Whoa.
Buffy, and then it's full of
What
dice.
was that bag originally intended for? You can't keep
Dice.
stakes in it.
No,
Dice?
dice. It's a
Is
dice
there a Buffy
bag.
game?
No, it was just I bought it at a convention. Sorry, it's mirrored, so it's backwards probably. But I bought it at a convention where they were just selling like RPG stuff, and there was a lady that made dice bags, and she had ones that she made that had the Buffy logo on it.
I gotcha. I was just trying to put 2 and 2 together. It's kind of like if I don't know, like if I walked outside and my pants
there
said
are
vegetables, and I was
Buffy
like, yeah, it's because I eat
stuff.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
fair enough, right?
Kurt's
Yeah,
just
because I like Buffy and I like dice.
Kurt's
But it's not
reinvented the
for-
idea of like a t-shirt with something that you like on it. He's like, wouldn't that be crazy if your clothing had like a thing that you liked?
I did have to defamiliarize it first. I did say pants because I was trying to provoke a strangeness.
But you were
But it
playing a
turns
trick
out
on us.
people like wearing things that have things they like on them so much that I couldn't even find a hat that didn't have something on it when I was looking for one recently. Not like a like a baseball cap, you know. I wanted a baseball cap without insignia, and it was darn tootin' hard to find it.
Darn tootin' hard. Amanda, when you were gone, we learned some things about the game.
What'd you learn?
We learned that Kurt's role in this game is called the God Complex, which is great, and is both his role in the game and an in-game, in-fiction entity, a mysterious
and also,
organization.
You know what that means? It ties into our theme for the season,
which is God's.
which
Oh
is
god damn
gosh.
it. Shoot. I've done it again.
Have any of our games not tied into our theme yet this season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean last episode we didn't.
Last episode.
There was no gods
Right?
involved.
Butterfly Court wasn't about gods. Dialect wasn't about gods.
Well, wasn't there like a rumor about a god in Butterfly Court? Wasn't the curse related to like they had displeased a god or?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly,
I
yeah.
don't know for sure. Possible. How many D6s do I need?
0 right now.
That's
More
true.
later.
Well, I pulled
Literally,
out
in game we have 0
5
dice
for
currently.
now.
It's
I pulled out
important.
5 in case I need 5.
Right.
I don't know
Well,
if
you
that's
do have
ambitious.
0 right now though, so don't get too comfortable.
Okay. Just so I don't have to pull them out in the moment because they'll be buried in the bag.
Okay. Let us return to learning about this game.
Okay. Teach me the ways.
One thing I learned, Amanda, I don't know if you were confused, but I was unsure what kind of entity I was supposed to play in this game. Because, I don't know, it seems weird. It's quantum anomalies and bullshit. But we're supposed to be kind of roughly people. Not, like, conceptual entities like the feeling of despair.
Okay.
If that's helpful to you.
Yeah.
Should we start by making characters, Kurt,
We're
or
real people.
should we cover
think
more
that would be
stuff?
great.
Okay. All right. So we need to choose a vibe, which is just open-ended. Choose a vibe, and give ourselves a code name, and then we'll choose a signature item, and then we'll tell everybody about the most recent embarrassing moment that our character has experienced. Not us personally, I assume, though that would be fun too. So vibes, Amanda. You and I must create vibes. Also, are we playing? We're just creating 2 characters, Kurt, or are we creating more?
Let's give you 1 each. We'll be normal today.
Okay. For some reason, I read something and it seemed
be
really
normal.
clear. No, that was a different game. Okay, perfect. Yes, normal. We can be normal.
We're great at normal.
Man,
So good at it.
I have to choose a vibe with no prompts, guys. Oh my god, I don't get to select from a list. Open-ended vibe.
What are you gonna do?
Blah.
You don't have to start with vibe. You could start with signature item or code name or your defrag effect.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Amanda, what are you feeling? What are you feeling today? What's your soul saying today?
I think my vibe is that I'm very muscular.
Vibe, muscular.
I feel like, yeah, that's a vibe. Sure.
I'm like beefy.
Beefy vibes.
I'm a beefy guy
Mm.
that likes fast cars.
Cool.
And also is really good at pull-ups. So that's my vibe. I'm into muscle cars, pull-ups, and hanging at the beach.
You're into muscle cars and muscles. And muscles at the beach.
Yeah, muscles.
And
muscles
USS
at the
Muscles.
beach.
Nice.
Muscles is definitely the vibe. Is that a vibe? Yes.
That's a
it
great
is.
vibe.
Thanks.
Nice. Okay, well, you inspired me, because as you started to say at the beginning of your vibe, I thought you were going to say something else. So then I will take
And
that
then you
vibe.
discovered,
I thought you were going to say
okay.
my vibe is mustard. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's a great vibe.
Mustard.
So
what's your
my
vibe?
my
Mustard?
vibe is mustard, Colonel Mustard. I am everyone's collective imagination of who Colonel Mustard must be while they're playing the game Clue.
Yeah, I have an idea for who that is.
I've got the monocle. I've got the weird little pointy hat. I'm like kind of obsessed with murder, and I always think there is some sort of skullduggery at play. And I'm often like strangely like stroking a rope in a corner or a
That
pipe.
would be Colonel Mustard.
Yeah.
Or a revolver, maybe.
2 on the nose.
Candlestick, then. We'll
Candlestick.
stick with
I'll be always obsessed with candlesticks.
that. So I really love that, and I think our characters are going to work really well together.
We need code names.
I
We
do
do.
want to interject and say Anthony spent the last, 15 minutes trying to convince himself that you don't need to be the concept of the color green, and then was the closest to the concept of a color you could possibly be.
I should have been Mr. Green. That would have been better. I just had inspiration coming into this game, okay? I was like, I want to be the concept of a color.
Is that why you tried to tell me that I couldn't be a concept?
Yeah. But I'd said the
I was
concept of the
wondering, I
color
was like,
green.
Does Anthony think I'm going to be a concept? Or is it because Anthony wants to be a concept?
I wanna be a
and he's
concept.
like, I just want you to know too
Yeah.
that we can't do that.
I was telling you
Well,
as
I
if...
think that's pretty close. I think we both got pretty close to being concepts without actually technically being concepts.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty proud of us for managing to pull that off in a way that was convincing. And also probably starting off our characters was something that Kurt never would have imagined necessarily that we would have said.
That's the joy of a multiplayer game. Some people like their solo games. I like to catch the weird curveballs you weirdos throw weirdly.
All right.
We need
Code
code
names?
names. Yeah.
Code names.
And I think we probably shouldn't choose our code names to be also our vibes. Muscles and mustard.
No.
Should my code name be Custard? Sort of an amalgam of Colonel Mustard.
Do you like custard?
Yes.
Asked like Forrest Gump.
So, well then, I think you should do it. I think it makes sense for your character.
Myrnal Custard.
Myrtle custard.
Myrnal. What's your code name?
I think my
Blake?
code name is Pinky.
Ooh, I like it. Pinky.
Great.
My code name will be the Brain. That's a reference just for them 90s kids.
They've probably done a reboot since, right? Probably
No,
they
I
have.
don't think so. No, Pinky in the Brain. I wish I'd be there for that reboot. But no.
Pinky and Custard is a good team.
Pinky and Custard. It's like basically second. Actually, maybe first Pinky in the Brain. We'll have to see who's really the better team.
Yeah.
Pinky in the Brain or
Or
Pinky,
Pinky
and
and Custard.
That's what everybody wants to know.
And that's what we'll find out by the end of tonight, so stay tuned.
Till the end of this video.
And
Make
we'll
sure
reveal.
you click subscribe.
Subscribe to find out.
The stream sucks.
I'm dying. Oh my God,
Okay.
It's so hard to get this protein shake open.
Oh.
Good lord.
Wow, you're really in character right now. Big
Oh.
muscly
No,
guy with your
muscles-
protein.
Pinky wouldn't have had trouble with it, though.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Pinky would have been like,
would have ripped it in
Guys, it's got
two.
30 grams of protein.
Whoa.
Wow.
That-
For anybody who's from the States,
Call me
30 grams
I think they know grams.
1
is
ounce.
1.05 ounces.
I don't think they say 1 ounce of protein. I'm pretty sure they say grams, right? Please answer
Yeah, I
us.
think they know grams.
Please tell us, do you have 1 ounce of protein when you have a protein shake? Please reply.
Please reply.
We need help. We need to know how you measure protein.
Okay, wait. Next thing, Amanda, we need a signature item each. And now we have some prompts that we could choose from.
I know what I want.
Oh, tell me.
I want like a grip trainer.
Sure,
Okay,
that makes sense. Get a grip, right?
Yeah, sweet. Which of the clue weapons do I want?
That's the question. You said rope earlier, but that is quite a dark weapon. I don't know why that one's particularly dark in my mind. Maybe the physicality of it.
Yeah, it is dark. It is dark. I feel like it's got to be candlestick or wrench, just based on strangeness. Or alternatively, I could have a copy of the game of Clue, which sort of like bewitches me because I like look at the board and there I am. Sometimes I'll like lay it out and then like walk
I like
myself
all
around.
of these as options. Walk yourself around. I love how meta that is. So
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at what. So your signature item will do some sort of sorry, what was it called? Effect. An anomaly.
No, it has an effect.
It has an effect.
Just an effect is what it's called.
So we've got a couple options. Do you have something in mind already, Amanda? You can also make something up, but it's like reverse
has an
time for
effect.
30 seconds, become invisible as long as you can hold your breath, appear as another creature for one scene, turn any roll into a 2.
can I break someone's knees?
Jesus. All the effects are like cool, weird anomalies, and you're like, I'm gonna kneecap them. Can I curb stomp someone?
So you can use this anomalous effect. Sure, it could be that if you want. You can use it once per loop.
Okay.
Right.
Mr. God Complex, could my original 90s
So maybe
copy of the
not
game
break
of Clue
someone's knees.
be used to, like, when I open it up, it can, like, show me my surroundings? Like a Marauder's Maps type situation. I can see who's around me, and if there's, danger coming.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I'm writing this down.
Are you writing it down somewhere that I should be paying attention to?
No, I've made the world's crappiest spreadsheet, which you can choose to use or not, depending on
sweet.
whether or not you want to see my shame. I did put it in the drive if you wish.
I can see that. You know what's sad, guys, is that Kurt has become such a purist about spreadsheets that what he calls the worst spreadsheet in the world just, it just looks like a spreadsheet. It's like just a normal spreadsheet. It's just not like a crazy whacked out spreadsheet. For his sake, I won't show you because I feel like, he wouldn't enjoy that. But I just want to assure you that, like, hey, it's just a spreadsheet, It's the way we make spreadsheets, the rest of us, the mortals.
It's the normal humans.
Yeah.
Don't know how to god tier spreadsheets. I barely even know how to do basic stuff in spreadsheets. I'm gonna be real. So I'm sure
told
your
you
spreadsheet is
can some
lovely.
things.
I can do some things.
That's
No,
not what he
I'm told
meant.
you can. Maybe I'm wrong, actually, now that you've replied with that.
Oh, that I can some things.
Do you know how to some
Yeah.
things?
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Nice.
I know that one. That's
All right.
So I got that one, but I'm just saying, I feel like when you say a basic spreadsheet, I'm like, sounds like probably still a better spreadsheet that I would make.
The
Personally.
only feature it has is tick boxes. That's the only thing. So
Pretty
everything
cool.
else is just normal spreadsheet.
Pretty cool.
Ticking boxes is cool though. We like to tick boxes.
Amanda, have you decided what your cool grip trainer does?
Well, I feel like everybody's reaction to me breaking knees was
Critical.
pretty intense.
Sorry, Amanda. You can have it break knees if you want.
You can have it break knees if you
I
want.
don't know. And now I'm questioning if I should do that.
Some of them are turn any roll into a 2, for example, just to give you a scope of what is possible here.
I don't know why you would want to do that though. That's not
is
good,
that
is
bad?
it? No, actually, 2 isn't the worst. It's you succeed with the complication.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Why wouldn't I just turn all my rolls into a 6?
I don't know if your god complex will allow you to do that.
Probably wouldn't, because it doesn't.
Right. The God complex has to approve.
You remember how there's a game master in this one? Weird how that works. Weird how there's a hierarchy in this game.
I'm like, who would protest to me insta-winning the game? It's not like there's a game master.
Could I not simply have all the dice and win? My effect is win.
Who will stop me? And
Who will stop me?
There's a game master. I'm like, dang it, the game master. Foiled again. That's great. No, that makes sense.
I was watching a famous personality known for actual play. I won't say which one, because I am about to clown on them a little. Playing a game that was not a role-playing game, and getting real sticklery about the rules. It was one of those word games where you can like answer, and your answer is, let's say in Taboo, if the word was snowman, you couldn't give the clue snow. Sure. Right? They were like, no, but aren't all letters of the word considered then prohibitive in order to describe the word?
What?
And getting real edge case about it. And I was like, oh, you're sinning. You're sinning right now on camera.
You're going too hard into the rules. Game masters should never go too hard into the rules. But I feel like
only dungeon
saying,
masters. That's why they get the different name.
That's why saying something like "I win," I feel like is where we gotta draw the line.
Fair enough. Anyway, I've gone on an
restraint.
entirely tangential little spiel there. So, what do you think your object can do?
I think it can.
Start the sentence. Take a giant bite of salad.
Amanda's got all the moves. Like, she really knows how to play this thing. She's like, I know what I want. Now I'll eat salad to distract them for a moment.
I feel like I have pulled that move. Like maybe I've been a bad date once or twice. It's like, oh, something crazy happened today. And it's like, well, what are you gonna say? What can I say now that you've said that?
It's going to make grass grow. Is that all right?
I think that's completely fine. It doesn't make any sense, but I like it. I think it can make grass grow too, Amanda.
Sure.
I think it can.
You know what, Amanda? I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say you can once per loop either make grass grow or break someone's kneecaps.
Wow.
It's got two settings.
Flexible.
Yeah. Well, not that flexible. It's pretty tough.
That's pretty tough. Wow, that's really great. Thank you. I like the versatility in this.
I'm always looking out for you.
I appreciate it. Never mind. Game masters aren't so bad. They won't let you auto win, but they will let you break knees and grow grass.
Pretty
Well,
cool.
if they won't let you auto win, what hope does Automaton have here?
Oh, Otto, I'm sorry. never win.
Folks, you should know that I didn't realize Otto's name was a pun until speaking it aloud right now.
What?
Never read it in full.
Sometimes in my head I'll say Otto Mutton, which I like to imagine as a little robot sheep, so thanks Otto.
But you can't just go around reading people's whole usernames. It's like knowing your friend's gamer tag. Everything's just worse once you know what they're up to in there. You don't really want to know.
That's why we only read the front, because we're like, I
Yeah,
don't want to get
only
too
read the
deep.
front. Cut it off.
Yeah.
You will also need two more things.
Okay.
One is a recent embarrassing moment you experienced.
True.
And for the sake
As
of our
this
narrative,
character, not as myself.
not as yourself. This isn't like the last person to plant a tree goes first kind of thing.
Okay.
Your character had some embarrassing moment. And for narrative convenience, these happened at the same time in the same place as each other.
Oh, okay. We both had the same. We had an embarrassing moment. We were both.
They don't
there.
have to be the same embarrassing moment, but we're going to say they occurred at the same moment.
Okay. Great.
You're right, Adam. I do make a bit of an exceptional case for you.
What is? How does Kurt read Atomic Sorcery's name? What do you say?
As the whole thing.
Oh, I see.
I don't just call Atomic Sorcery Adam.
Adam. I see sorcery. Okay, wait. Embarrassing moment. Here's the problem when you make yourself a concept is it's hard to think of embarrassing moments that a concept might endure. Okay. Here's what's going on, guys.
Okay, tell me about it.
We were, of course, at a dance recently. You and me.
You and me?
Yeah, we were at a dance.
Okay.
We were picking up hotties.
Making grass grow.
Making grass grow, breaking a couple eggs. And I saw this woman in a violet dress, looked great, really into her. I head on over there, and then what happens? That classic thing that happens to you in the club.
Oh yeah.
I had conceptual stream cross, and for a moment I started to become the concept of a mustard kernel, a mustard seed, in fact, large, yellow, circular, and for a moment I just sort of like started to phase in to the concept of a mustard seed. Really embarrassing, terrible moment for it. And totally messed up the interaction and had to roll off of the dance floor.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really rough. Because mustard seeds, especially, they used to be called Eye of Newt sometimes.
Really?
And that's like, well, yeah, that's why like those yieldy sort of witchy potion recipes will be
Right.
like Eye of Newt. It just means mustard seed.
That's fascinating. Way less
I don't know
cool.
if this is apocryphal, but I'm not making it up.
Yeah, it makes Macbeth a lot lamer.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I mean, but think about how hard you'd have to work to even get mustard seeds up there. That was imported, baby.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if that's true. Can you grow mustard seeds in England?
Hey,
Do mustard
chat.
seeds grow in England?
British
I'm
chatters.
typing this search like a 17th century noble. For at least 200 years, they've been grown in England.
Which means Shakespeare
Not-
time.
yeah.
No good.
Well, would you
Very
fancy
important.
that?
Okay,
Did you know
Otto.
Canada is the third largest producer of mustard seeds worldwide?
Whoa, look at
Wow.
us. Take
We got
that,
those
US.
pussies on lock.
You might be the top two, I don't know.
No. Top two are not ones I expected, but Canada is third.
Let's
So
guess,
that's-
Amanda, let's guess. Azerbaijan.
No.
Okay.
No. One down.
I'm gonna say France.
Good one.
No.
Democratic
not
Republic
France.
of Congo.
Alas, no.
Shit.
There is a Stan in the top 10.
Ooh, in the top 10. I want the top 2.
Yeah, not in the top two. Not in the top two.
Are we-
Istanbul?
Oh, Istanbul is the city.
Oh yeah.
That is true.
But is
I
it
don't think any
Turkey?
stands. I know.
It is not Turkey. Here, this is great content, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
give you the answer.
it's really good.
Russia's number 2, and number 1 is Nepal.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cold places.
I guess, yeah, maybe it likes
I
chilly
guess we're
times.
cold, so sure.
Sure. We need mustard to warm ourselves up. Makes sense.
But like Ethiopia's in the top 10, and I don't think it has a climate that gets too cold.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's weird.
Fascinating.
I was trying to think of places that had similar climates to us, but then I wouldn't have thought of Russia, I guess. Maybe.
Oh.
Well, now I hope you've all learned a valuable lesson about the agronomics of mustard seeds.
That's what you came here today for, we're sure.
Yes, thank you all for genuinely guessing. I do actually appreciate that. I do think that's cute. Tully, that story is deeply embarrassing, and I'm so glad you shared it.
Oh shit, gotta get over to YouTube quick. Amanda, what happened to what's your name again?
Pinky.
Pinky. What happened to Pinky at their dance?
Pinky was outside in the parking lot,
Embarrassing.
and
That's not where the dance is, idiot.
he mistook a 1970 Dodge Challenger for a 1969 Dodge Charger.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
That's bad. Who was there
Walked
to
up
witness
probably
it?
all confident.
Pardon?
Who was
Was
there to
this,
witness
like-
it?
Yeah, who witnessed?
Well, you were there to witness it.
Oh, I mean, obviously me. Anybody
Because
else?
we both went out for some fresh air.
After my embarrassing moment.
Yeah. We walked right into mine. Anyone else was there? Well, the owner of, I think, the Charger.
Yeah. Yikes,
Wait,
that's embarrassing.
Is it a
Wait,
is it a
which one is
Challenger
it?
or a Charger? Ooh, it
Well,
just gets worse
Did
for
you?
you.
The
Oh, did
owner
you
of
mix
the
it up again,
Charger,
bro?
And I called it a Challenger, so now
Ooh.
embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
And I think there was also just other people outside grabbing air, probably some attractive people. So, and I said it with a lot of gusto, like really confident.
Super confident. Like you say everything.
Yes, like I say everything. And the owner of the Charger just looked at me and shook their head.
A damn shame.
Somehow these cars look very different from each other, but also exactly the same.
Ooh, let's guess what the top 2 countries that produce Dodge Challengers are.
So you guys want to see the images specifically that I'm using for reference?
Uh,
have a couple
yeah.
pics up right
What are you
now,
gonna
actually.
do to show us?
I'll put them in the lives you'll enjoy on the Discord.
Oh, okay, nice.
Gotcha.
So there's
Car content. Wow. Next week we'll get into sports.
That's what you're all here for. You love sports and cars
Sports
and
and cars.
muscular
Oh my
people.
gosh, that's so great. Atomic
going on over
Surgery,
there?
yes, I love it. Brilliant gifts.
Yes, Atomic noted that they were putting gifts in the Discord.
Gotcha.
All right, here's a Canada test that Otto has just put in the chat. Did the Oilers take the cup yet? 3 Canadians here. Anybody know?
Oil's wet and could be kept in a cup.
Did the Oilers take the cup this year?
Uh-oh, guys, this is bad. Okay, so Amanda doesn't
If
know
the
what year we're
cup's made of
talking about.
plastic, oil will rot right
I
through
think you
it.
guys are talking about this year because I think the Oilers are still. in.
Kurt thinks it's about a real cup. I'm sorry, Otto. We don't know.
And I think that I don't know if they'll take the cup. Like I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
I mean, did they
They're
ask
still in.
permission? Because you can't just take a cup.
I think they're still in. That's what we're talking about, right? I'm not even reading the chat right now, but just based on what you guys are saying, they're gonna take the cup.
Yeah.
Or have they taken it like ever in their history?
No,
Have to
just this year.
Oh,
They
yeah,
were
this year,
in
okay.
the finals.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm being very bad. I'm not applying my get back on track of powers at all in this one. Fully letting
Not
us just
at all.
All right, it's time for a defragged defect, right? Last thing
yes,
to do? Okay.
sure is.
As a
Did you guys
nobody,
see the pictures of the cars?
No,
Yes.
I don't have Discord opener. The whole time it would go.
Kurt,
Oh my god.
just say yes. Just say yes.
I'll send it to you guys on Facebook, but it's also in the Discord for anyone that wants to see.
Okay, nice.
I know you really want to see this, so
I really do. Really
here
do.
you go. It's in the Facebook message.
Amanda, as a nobody, you are a paradox. You are a liminal creature out of time and place.
True,
You bear unique metaphysical scars as a result.
of course.
Choose one or create one. Here's your choices. Retrograde amnesia. Paranormal physical feature. Touch-based telepathy. You are missing your heart. You've lost your voice. You have too many eyes. vampirism, sees ghosts, knows every song ever written, breaks the fourth wall, or is a secret android. Or something of your choice.
I'm a lizard person.
Like, is it a secret or are you very obviously a lizard person?
It's a secret, but I'm very obviously a lizard person.
Well,
It's
how
a
does your lizardry manifest?
Well, I eat flies
Okay.
with my tongue.
Okay.
Everybody eats with their tongue, Amanda.
Like, my tongue snakes out.
And grabs the flies.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other lizard-like features you have?
My pupils are lizard-like. I have
Vertical
lizard eyes.
slits?
Yes.
Okay. Any scaly skin or anything like that?
Not that you can see.
Okay. Okay.
My scales are hidden.
And you
Well hidden.
you deny this at every
I just don't even know
question.
what you're talking about.
Oh, now do you know that you're a lizard person?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, there we go. She's in character. You can't. She is so method, guys. She's incredible.
Damn.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Damn. Hire
Daniel
Amanda for your
Day-Lewis
next advertisement.
right here.
Amanda Day.
Amanda Day-Lewis.
Oh my god.
Great. And
Awesome.
somebody else also needs a little defragged effect.
Yeah, someone else does need that.
Tully's asking if my eyes have that film that closes between blinks.
Good question.
I think if I do, it moves so fast that you can't see it. So it's like really fast. Like, did you see it there? If the answer is no, then you know what I'm talking about.
She's so method,
Oh.
guys. She installed weird lizard eyelids for real life.
For real life.
And if you watch carefully, she will eat 7 flies with her tongue over the course of this stream. Clip it.
Clip it.
Clip it. Guys, I'm stuck. I feel like there should be something about the fact that I am perhaps not a person, but a concept of one that should lead to my defragged defect. But I am, like, potentially, maybe I just see ghosts because I'm surrounded
Ooh.
by murders.
That makes sense. Or maybe you can see if somebody's gonna be the murderer in any given situation. Like they're marked.
Maybe
They're
you can
marked.
see reality.
What does that
What?
mean, Amanda?
Means whatever you want it to mean.
Whoa, dude.
This is crazy. We should hang out more, guys. You're like my family.
How many grams were in an ounce again?
Okay. Yeah, right. Is it too much or too messed up if I'm just like constantly pursued by murder? Like if I'm just my very presence evokes murder at all times and they're constantly happening around me.
Why not? That feels,
that.
I mean, it's got to happen, right? You two are getting killed all the time, so it makes sense if it's one of your faults.
Sure, yeah.
Great. Okay. We have established 2 characters. Woohoo! That was a little Mario, but that's quite all right.
Thanks for the
Here are
little
some
Mario.
things. Here are some things you need to know about how to play in this game. When you need to do something, you're gonna roll dice. On a 0 to 1, you fail and die. On a 2 to 4, you succeed with a complication. On a 5, you succeed, and on a 6, you expertly succeed and gain a free 1-use D6. Lucky you.
Whoa.
When you die, you're going to get a new skill or item, ability, or resource, something that would have, in that moment, prevented your death. Then you'll get a d6, and you'll create a tag for it. You'll be like, okay, this d6 is, like, this d6 helps me in situations in which I need adrenaline. I don't know. This d6 is for, we'll figure it out as we go. But there'll be some kind of relevant tag. Oh, this is for when I need to do something smart. And every time that a situation would invoke that tag, you get to use that d6 as part of your resolution.
Okay.
You'll get thrown back in time to the last publicly embarrassing moment you experienced, and that will keep happening until you complete your mission.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I see why our publicly embarrassing moment was important.
Yeah, that's right. Now, it's my job to do a few different things. I'm going to be setting scenes, narrating action.
So wait, does that mean every time we go back to our last publicly embarrassing moment for Anthony's character, for Custard,
Yeah, for Myrtle,
that we will have to also walk past my embarrassing moment after, because I said that it happened after.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you just both, it'll be like,
So they're both save points.
Yeah.
Yeah. For us. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a session objective clock, which is going to track your progress towards the end of this mission.
Okay.
Each time you do something that I consider to be progress towards the end of the mission, we're going to tick off the next box. And there is a problem, though, which is that anytime you kind of screw it up, a complication arises, we call it. You're going to get a new set of tick boxes that need to be filled in first before I will let you proceed on your main clock.
Okay.
So let's say you were trying to stop an assassin before nightfall, and then, oops, we've alerted the cops. Now you've got a new sub goal, convince the authorities you're innocent, and you'd have to fill that in first before you can make any progress towards your session objective clock.
Okay.
Great. Now I will say I am the God Complex in name and in practice. I have a transdimensional bureaucracy with cult-like fervor, and it's our job to kill you, to purge you from time-space. And there's a chance anytime that there's a complication that God Complex agents are going to show up and attack you or detain you.
Whoa.
Yeah. Troubles. And that's pretty much all you'll need to know to jump into this. I'm just going to do a quick final scan here. I would love to know before we start how you two know each other. Or are we already several loops in, and that's how you know each other?
That would make sense. My only other suggestion, Amanda, is it possible that Pinky loves a good game of Clue? And that...
Yes. I always play as Mr. Pink.
That can't be one of them. But I'm surely it is in this version of reality.
Mr. Pink is the funniest possible name.
Or maybe not. No,
DJ.
Like Dr. Rose.
Mixed up with Clue.
What's that? You got what?
So I'm getting Reservoir Dogs mixed up with Clue. In my
Oh, man, doesn't
There's
that always
Mr. Pink
happen?
and Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, and Clue. I feel like there might be an edition with the Mr. Pink. Does that ever happen? Because they've changed it up
Amanda.
before. They've changed it up before.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
Not the standard
Pride
ones.
Month special.
Yeah, Pride Month special. Exactly. There has been Miss Peach, Monsieur Brunette.
Oh.
Come on now. Madame Rose.
She didn't like that one.
Madam Rose.
Sergeant Gray, Dr. Orchid,
Oh.
Captain Brown, Mr. Slate Gray, the Thief.
Mr. Slate Gray? I feel like they're phoning it in at that point.
Can we also point out we've got Monsieur Brunette and also Mr. Brown,
Captain
was it?
Brown?
It keeps
Captain
going. Lady Lavender, Mr. Meadowbrook, Mrs.
That's not a
Meadowbrook.
color?
What? There's a couple.
How's that a color?
Princess Ear,
Okay.
Rusty Nailer. That can't be real.
What is happening? Where are you getting
Lord-
this from?
This is from
Is this the AI summary?
And this is the Wikipedia. This is the millennial suspects in Clue FX. which is an electronic talking version of the game with audio voices and clues.
Okay.
That's where Rusty Nailer apparently is the gardener.
Yikes.
And Lord Grey, who's also
so
known
many
as
Greys.
Alfred, apparently. Then there's also Madame Ruby, General Umber, Mrs. Azul, Mr. Pine, Sir Ube, Dr. Rose, Mr. Coral, Director Rosewood, Agent Grey, Analyst Hyacinth, Dean Celadon, Hogarth, the Black Dog, Mr. Ash, Inspector Brown, Editor Bronman, and the reporter. So in other words, no Mr. Pink ever.
Yeah.
How?
What a fool you are.
But yes, I think that I do like playing Clue, and I think that I usually play.
Is this what it
As
feels
Miss
like to be in
Scarlet.
your brain?
Yes. Miss Scarlet.
Kurt turned his microphone off for like 30 seconds.
I killed him, I think.
You might have, but it's only fair because that's what I'm about to do to both of you. So that's not like a weird. That's part of the game.
Guys,
Threat,
help
that's
us!
just
Help
real.
us! Please send help.
I think there's only one more thing you need to know, which is that as an action that doesn't require a roll, you can publicly humiliate yourself and create a new embarrassing moment.
Woo!
A save, if you will.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
But each time you create one, the level of humiliation and embarrassment must be greater than the last.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I don't know what's more embarrassing than turning into a mustard seed, but let's move on.
I didn't
Let's
know.
find out.
You didn't know. You didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, your mission. I'm going to pick this example mission because I think it's great. The men in mirrors have gotten free and are replacing humanity. So, you got to stop the men in the mirrors.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
Unless that's a too scary for you.
Captain Brown is a very basic name. That's true, Jamie.
Don't engage with her, guys. We have to keep this on rails.
That's our job. Chat and Amanda's job is to derail us. That's just how it works.
Derailed.
Okay. The men in the mirrors
Yeah.
are
So
replacing humanity. Okay.
it is at the club.
Yeah.
We are in the parking lot and we can hear from the inside of the club a thump, 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 thump. Through the curtains of the club. I think there's like a little bit of the light, the laser light, like that streams into the parking lot here and there, and a mustard seed rolls up to an embarrassed looking muscular lizard.
Well, I've right messed it up, I've got to tell you. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Look at the state of me.
What's wrong with you?
I've been telling them that Hasbro has to really promote the game more, otherwise I'm completely screwed.
Why?
Well, the conceptual space is getting all polluted with everyone's interest in artisan salad dressings. And now they're thinking about mustard seeds, kernels of mustard. Gosh, I'm sorry, I've said this to you before. You look out of sorts.
And at that moment, the owner of the Challenger, some of us can't tell the difference, takes a long drag from their cigarette and says, craziest night I've had in a while. You look pretty funky, little mustard man. Oh, big mustard person.
Oh, good. Better? Can I have that? I reach for his cigarette.
Yeah, sure. I gotta check my hair anyway. And then he leans over towards the passenger mirror, just to run a hand through his hair. But as he does that, you can see there's this moment as his hand passes over his face and blocks his own vision. That gaze of the man in the mirror doesn't stray. And it looks right at you.
Can I push his head into the mirror?
Jesus.
Yep, you can. Roll any relevant dice. Oh, that's right.
You have none.
You don't have any. So
Oh.
describe to me what happens when you do this.
Okay, so I take I take the back of the front, I take the palm of my hand and I put it on the back of his head. Like I'm patting him. Like I pat basically on his back and then I just bonk his head like right into the mirror.
But then you
Great.
die.
Well, yeah, here's what happens. Those shadowed hands through the mirror reach out and grab this man's head before it collides with the mirror, and he's pulled inside. You can hear a sickening sound as the vertebrae in his neck are pulled in a way they shouldn't be, and then out reaches this shadowed being, who then just puts a hand like this and does this maneuver, and you crumple to the ground, a stack of lizard flesh and bones. The shadow person turns to Colonel, or rather, Myrnal Custard.
Would you like the cigarette back?
As the shadow person takes the cigarette and takes a long puff, you can see the reversed reflection of this person illuminate in the ember of the puff, and then with a wound back punch, it's over for you. But before you respawn, we are going to give you what would have helped you out in this situation. Tell me.
Ooh, maybe some quick thinking, maybe some reaction timing.
Fair enough.
Dice
So we'll give you the
been
skill quick thinking.
Dice.
Amanda, you cheeky bastard.
Dice.
Thinking.
Dice.
Mickey,
I want dice.
I need dice.
I didn't have any dice.
Can you can you take my dice with dice so I can use it whenever I need a dice?
Amanda, I am going to give Pinky an item fuzzy dice that would have hung in front of the mirror and prevented that look into it. I said the passenger mirror. I think maybe reached in and turned the driver's mirror to him after all, because that's kind of more fun. Great. So a mustard seed rolls out into a parking lot. A lizard stands there looking dejected, holding fuzzy dice in one hand.
I'm gonna retcon it. Well, I'm a mustard seed. My voice has to be much higher. It only makes sense. What was that?
What was what?
The whole thing with the guy in the mirror. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Kurt, can we remember?
Yeah, you for sure can remember. That wouldn't be fun otherwise.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I was just thinking. I should say I've given you the tag think on your skill, Anthony, and Amanda. I've given you the tag luck for your fuzzy dice.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
The mirror guy, and then turned around and then absolutely messed you up. And you see the mustard seed pivot towards the Charger Challenger owner. What's that guy doing right now?
Taking a drag of a cigarette and going, "This is the craziest thing I've ever seen." Normal mustard man. Hey.
Look me right in the eyes. You have to promise me. Your face is absolutely disgusting. And I don't want you to ever have the unpleasantness of looking at it in the mirror. Don't you
Why?
dare.
What's wrong with it? Says the guy. And then he turns to go look in the mirror.
Gah!
Um,
I'm gonna try to think quick and break that mirror. That's not really very clever, but
I mean, speed of thought. If you could have a riposte, maybe, because he said, "Why? What's wrong with it?" I think you had maybe a moment before he turns to look in the mirror.
Sure. Okay. Should I roll before I say something?
Yeah, that would make sense to me.
All right.
you guys are killing me. This is too funny.
Okay. I've rolled a 3.
Okay, that's success with a complication. Success with a complication means that I roll as well, and that means that things don't go very well for you. Success with a complication means that things are bad. They're bad specifically for you.
It's a void. A deep void. If you stare into it, you'll lose yourself. I lost my mom this way. Kurt's rolled something strange.
I sure have. Interesting. Is this every time, or can I do? No, it's not. It's not every time. It's not every time. It's not every time. This could be just in general. Okay, great. I am going to add a short-term objective, which is just prevent mirror emergence.
Okay, great, good.
Okay. Why'd you make it sound like that was bad?
I thought that something slightly different was happening. I think the complication is going to be like, how do we want to put this? I think there's I need to do something that's tangible and not so cuckoo bananas McBonkers town. And I'm used to being able to ask you guys what happens, but today it's me, Mario. It's me.
Fair,
I think
fair.
the problem is that you need to stop this guy from leaving, because if he leaves, this thing's going to come out of the mirror anyway. So you need to stop his charger from, or prevent charger from leaving in some way, or prevent him from leaving charger.
Prevent him from leaving.
For leaving in charger, I can speak in whole sentences, guys.
Because we're
Prevent
worried
him
that if he goes somewhere
From
else
leaving his car?
with his car.
Okay,
I see the problem we're having here. I see the problem we're
having.
having here.
I have a plan.
I think we've got like a little grip on the edge of the window from inside the mirror.
I have a plan.
That's
I
what's
know what
happened.
to
So
do.
we need to prevent the emergence in whatever way you want. I'm not going to prescribe you action. I'm just going to say we've got little fingers on the edge of the mirror. But you've prevented the guy from looking in the mirror, so he does not die. He turns to you and goes, "Whoa. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I don't need to do that."
Yeah, take a chill pill. Hey, Pinky, look at that. And I'm going to gesture at the fingers that are just starting to crawl out of the mirror. Is there like a, I don't know, can you turn off mirrors in cars? We don't have cars where I'm from. I'm from the 1950s.
Throw my dice at the mirror to try to hang them on the mirror and do a neat trick to distract him.
He sounds like you'd need a little luck to get a trick like that going.
Sounds like.
All right, give me a roll.
Just one die?
That's all you got. And you're lucky to have it.
What you get?
A 2.
That's good. You succeed with a complication. It's not bad.
Complication.
So
You succeed.
why don't you
with a
tell me how
complication.
you succeed first, and then I'll give you another complication.
I think Pinky says, "Hey, look at this." And then he takes the die and flips it in the air. And it does like a triple like rotation. And then it bounces off the ground and onto the roof of the car on the inside. And then it just plops itself down onto the top of the rear view mirror.
Cool. Perfect. I think as that happens, he goes, "Whoa, that's actually kind of sick. You might not know much about cars," and you feel a pang of immediate embarrassment at that, but you can sure throw some dice. I'm going to do one checkbox on your man emerging from mirror prevent the emergence track.
Okay.
And there's only 2 in it, but I'm going to add a new complication because you're not totally done that one, and you've got a new one as well. And I think it's just somebody's coming out from the club trying to find that person who's talking up their girl.
Oh,
It's a man in a purple suit.
This is a new challenge?
New challenge, yeah. Both are now
The
active.
video died?
I think the stream died.
Oh. 1 second, folks.
Maybe not on YouTube, but on Twitch.
Yeah, it does look like it maybe got messed up on Twitch. Sorry,
Well,
folks.
YouTube,
Hi,
before
YouTube.
you might have felt like a neglected class of folks. You might have felt like folks who didn't have that hookup, didn't have that engagement. But today,
You win.
you win.
Amanda, how should I fix this? Because the stream is still live. Should I end it and come back?
Yeah, we could end it and then start a new one, like a part 2 on YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
But unfortunately, I don't know if there's a way that you can like end it and go back to the same one.
Oh, I think we're back on Twitch,
We're back
we?
on Twitch?
as far as I can tell.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
don't you
we
folks let us know in the
Perfect,
chat to make
perfect.
sure that's true? But
We
I
are
see us.
back.
Okay, great. Sorry about that, guys. Weird one.
Eh.
Lock
Block
the Fox
says not yet.
Maybe got to refresh. Maybe
Yeah, I hear
refresh.
I hear us.
Yeah, looks like we're here.
Yeah, just
Refresh
have to
if
watch
you
an
can't see
ad.
us. Sorry about that.
Our bad. It's
Sorry if
happened
you're
now.
stuck in the ad.
Look, sometimes you get stuck in an ad and you just start talking about MeUndies, the comfortable underwear that has a special place for your junk.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think that's them.
I don't know.
False advertising.
It's at the top on the back.
Block says there we are.
Great. I'm so glad that you came back at that moment. Okay. So we have a man marching out of the club.
Ooh.
Here-
Who was talking to my girl? Who out here was talking to my girl?
Oh god. Shit. Oh, okay. Do you mind if I get inside the Charger? I just want to check with the seats. Leather. Yum.
It was you, wasn't it?
Oh god.
Mustard-looking fellow.
I think I will hold back Charger guy so that Custard can get into the car.
Cool. Well, why don't you give me a roll?
Do we
Oh,
have...
wait.
we don't have
Luck
any
wouldn't really be
dice.
applicable for this, would it? Interesting. I guess you rolled a 0, which means that you are going to die. So you fail and die. You reach to try and like grab Guy from the Challenger. The Charger, gosh, you're just really not sure anymore. And as you do that, you feel a hand grab the scruff of your shirt, and you are sucked into the mirror realm.
Oh, not again.
Yes, you book-reading, sniveling worm. What of it? What if I was conversing with your lady? Clearly, she's bored of you, and if I did not have some botanic-flavored difficulties, I would be driving away with her right now.
Give me a roll. I think that sounds as like quick thinking to me.
Okay, just quick thinking and just trash talk.
Silver tongue, you know?
Yeah, sure. We have rolled 2 squeaking by.
Squeaking by. You succeed with the complication. So I'll give you 1 check on Guy leaving club, and he'll say, I say, just because I'm her professor, and she was my student, and the ethics board has fired me as a result, doesn't mean you can simply call me a professorly type and suggest that I am a book reader. I only read as I must for my work. It's really part of it. And I'm not finished with you yet. And at this point, I think the woman in violet marches out as well and says, you trying to get on my man? You trying to tell him what he can't do? I'm going to create a new complication clock called Woman in Purple.
Oh my gosh.
There's only one way to solve this. A duel? I challenge you.
Fine. But you should know I'm one of the best swordsmen out there. She
Oh.
draws a saber and runs it through your heart.
All right. I would like, I think if I had some sort of fisticuffs skill, that would be helpful here.
I think
Great.
if I had strong feet.
Why?
Why would that have helped you?
What were you doing with your
Because-
feet?
Because my whole issue is that I tried to stop Charger, right, and I couldn't. And that's why
What
I
are you doing
died.
with your
Strong feet.
feet?
Well, if my feet were planted on the ground and I couldn't move,
Okay,
then no one
ability,
could pull me up.
Sled
we'll
feet.
call it stand your ground.
Stand my ground, yeah.
And at the
Gotta have
tag, I'll write feet,
stronger
so you
feet.
got slightly more flexibility.
Okay.
Okay, and Anthony,
Yeah.
what would Myrtle Custard have needed? You said fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
Ability, or let's call it skill, fisticuffs. Pugilism.
Pugilism. I love that. Very good.
Yes,
Very good.
pugilism.
Pugilism.
Okay, great. You're sucked back through the quantum vortex. You see a kaleidoscopic swirling of events around you, and in each mirror of this kaleidoscope, the face of a shadowed person is reflected and refracted back at you. And then there you are, rolling as a mustard seed in the parking lot up to an embarrassed-looking, large, buff lizard.
Okay. All right. What's happening right now? Pinky?
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong when you played enough games of Clue that I manifested in your bathroom. I should have known we were in some sort of weird shadow realm. But now this looks bad, Pinky.
We've broke reality.
You betcha. And those beer men, they're gonna break it further. Also, I don't know if you might have died already, but I've got like a number of ops that are gonna come out that door and are gonna try to mess me up. So we should probably move. Then you can't look in the mirror. It solves everything. Shall we give it a go?
Let's take it by force.
You kick him in the face, and I'll slap him.
A man taking a drag from a cigarette nearby turns to you and says, "What the hell are you two talking about?"
Go
I kick him in the face.
You're gonna kick this guy in the face?
Yeah.
All right, give me a roll, 1 die, because it's feet.
Feet.
Strong? Those are some strong feet.
I
What's
got
that?
a 5.
You got a 5. You succeed. Great. So tell me what that looks like.
I take my foot and I go like that real fast. Kick him in the face. And I make that sound too.
Rapallo was so fast in the chat. No, make them pay for fee.
That was instant. It was instant. Yeah. So with the you see like the boot print right on the face of this poor guy who spins around and then faints on his back. Before you is a 1970 Charger, not that you would know the difference, and a club that doesn't have anybody running towards you at the moment. But there is a certain darkness that flickers in the mirror as you glance into it.
With those kinds of feet, I think you should probably drive.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide into the passenger seat while Pinky gets in the driver's.
Great. Before you lies the city. I want to say maybe it actually is like 1979 right now. And so you can see the city stretch before you. You are in the downtown of a mid-sized city. And you can see we're sort of on the edge of the industrial area, where like one nice part of town bleeds into the historical industry. And the city stretches out before you. On the horizon, moon in illuminated in pink and purple. Where do you go? What do you do?
Whatever you do, Pinky, do not check your rear view mirror. I know you're a very safe, defensive driver, but you cannot look in your rear view mirror. You understand me? Pinky?
A fly buzzes behind you. You can't see it, but you can hear it.
I look in the rearview mirror.
Cool. As you do that, you blink your lizard eyes, and it's one of those thin films that you can still see through. And so you can see that in the reflection, there is no blinking at all. And a face begins to emerge forward. Head and shoulders get stuck on the edge of the mirror. There's a pulsing against as the mirror man tries to wiggle through.
I'm gonna take out my gripper and I'm gonna flex it.
Cool. Do you want grass to grow or kneecaps to be broken?
I want grass to grow all over this car so that we can't see this guy.
Great. Grass grows right over the mirror, and the mirror man's head falls off into your lap
Ew.
because the mirror portal is cut. I'm actually going to give you a point on the session objective clock for that. But of course, it'll reset if you reset time. So isn't that a
Right.
shame?
Boo.
This is bad. There's
You're
mirrors.
telling me I got a head in my lap.
And in fact, now that I think about it, it did fall in a pretty embarrassing place. That head is face down.
Is this a new embarrassing moment?
If you'd like it to be, you may choose to make it so. Otherwise, we'll pretend I didn't say that.
Yes. I would like a new save point. That's great.
You have a new save point.
Nice.
Should we make something embarrassing happen for me so that I also save here?
Please tell us what happens. That would be a save scum, and you can do it at any time. So tell us.
Is a Dodge Charger like a convertible?
No, but let's say it is if you want.
Did you ask that?
Oh yeah, did you ask?
That is embarrassing when you're sitting inside of it. Is a Dodge Charger a convertible?
And you both wince in mutual embarrassment. One at the head that's fallen into your lap, and one at that question that's even worse than not knowing that this isn't a 1969 Challenger.
Okay, new save point unlocked.
There's, I feel like the radio comes on.
Yeah, because we're in
as
the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then we're fine. Then that is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just because there is a convertible, but it was only recently I think available, so we wouldn't have them in the 70s.
Okay.
So
no.
Because the grass short circuits the radio, my Sharona comes on. Actually, is that funnier, or is Tragedy by the Bee Gees funnier?
Both good.
They are both good.
My Sharona's great.
I think my Sharona.
Yeah, my Sharona comes on. And so we see, I think, the briefest montage of you moving through the city. And in a track that we couldn't even begin to pay for, my Sharona plays as you drive. Where are you going? Where do you go to?
I have to think, Pinky. What about that giant mirrored being in the downtown core? Terrible things could be happening.
In the giant mirror beam.
Bean? Yes.
Bean.
Yes.
Because this is Chicago, right?
And that certainly
yeah.
exists in the 70s.
It does. All right. Yeah, I guess we could check it out.
Pinky, are you okay?
It sure didn't. Wow, it sure didn't. I really thought it did. But in this universe, it has fallen through a time anomaly. The bean not just exists now, it has always existed. Indeed, in time immemorial, people would move through the plains of what would become Chicago. And the bean, also known as Cloudgate, but we're not going to give him the satisfaction, arcs there before the lake.
Oh my goodness.
So
that headless body is a convertible now, says Tully.
ain't that the truth?
So that's how you make a convertible, says Pinky. Pinky wishes that next time if we regen that, Pinky's gonna say that one.
As you reach downtown
the bean
Beancago, you can hear screaming as people run away from the site that, of course, you know, the bean stands and has always stood.
It's too late, Pinky. It's already begun.
But Custard,
Yes.
what if
What if
we stop repeating everything I'm saying, man? I'm trying to get it all out here.
There's just a lot of pauses and I'm uncomfortable with silence.
Well, I respect that, but what I'm trying to say is, what if we get a mirror to reflect back the bean so we can bring it into existence?
Right, let me let me feel this out.
Flipped through some kind of time anomaly. It seems to be creating chaos. And
As
I
you
feel
say
like-
that, you see a person run by right in front of your car, which would cause you to slam on the brakes unless you ram into them.
I'm gonna ram into them.
Cool. I'm gonna need you to make a roll. I will give you a die for luck. I feel like because maybe you don't hit him.
Right. Like sometimes the best way to dodge someone is actually by accelerating because you might miss them the other way. Sometimes when you slam on the brakes, you're too late.
Amanda has race car drivers in her family, so just trust her on this.
I succeed with a complication.
Cool. The complication is there's a guy who you've just plowed into, and he careens through your windshield. You're covered in glass, and I would say the complication is need medical attention.
Ow.
There's a large shard of glass stuck into Custard's right shoulder, and a viscous yellow liquid is slowly pouring out. Gah! I'm struck, Pinky!
Why are you bleeding, Custard?
I'm pretty sure it's mustard. No, you're right. It might be custard. It's actually unclear what the reference is in this particular case.
When you do you smell it?
Yeah.
Of course.
It's mustard custard.
That's even weirder. That's
terrible invention. No one needed to think about that.
The figure that has careened through your windshield went all the way to your back seat, sort of flew through.
Turn around and take a look.
groaning back
buckle
there.
up, man. Buckle up. Says Pinky.
Are you okay? Did you see the mirror creatures?
They're everywhere. I tried to run, but one got me. And you, moments after saying that, you see another figure now moving towards you at the same speed that you moved towards this guy from behind.
From behind me?
Yeah, you see, as a mirror image of what just happened, a mirror man absolutely bolting towards you and about to jump through the back window.
Objects in your mirror may be closer than they appear.
I think I'll back up. And my plan is to back up so that they go through the front.
You do have an ability stand your ground, so I would let you have one die for this roll.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just pull on my brakes so that they run like almost like through. Like my goal is that they'll like jump into the windshield, like into the back, and then just continue on through because the momentum
Sure.
stops.
I grab the person in the back and like pull them down as this is going. Duck! What's it
All right,
gonna
let's
be?
Oh,
What you get?
I got a 6.
Cool. All right. You are going to get a bonus die whenever the next time you need to roll is, and you expertly succeed in this. So tell me how it happens. This mirrored figure is absolutely bolting towards you at maximum speed.
So I Pinky hits the brakes like hard. And as that person jumps up, Pinky perfectly times it so the car stops as they jump up. And then as they're in the middle of the car, in the air, Pinky just smashes the reverse so the person goes through to the front, out of the car, back, like just shotgun through it. And then Pinky does a quick little reverse and drives away.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
And I would normally check your session objective clock one step further forward, stop the men in the mirrors, but I can't do that because you still need medical attention first.
To the hospital? The hospital! Or a deli will work for me.
Can we yeah, so I guess I will try to take us to the nearest hospital.
Sure. Yeah. It's nearby.
Pinky is like asking Custard to give directions.
Yeah, I pull out a map, spread out on the, and I direct us. Now we have to be careful in this hospital. There's a lot of reflective surfaces. Goddamn hospitals love stainless steel.
What if we carry a mirror so we can reflect the mirror back?
Does that work, or was the first mirror gonna just create a mirror man and sort of defeat the purpose of the
Infinite
second?
mirror mans? It could either lead to infinite mirror mans or no mirror mans, because if a mirror man sees a mirror man, then what happens? Can
Right,
they move?
Unclear.
Or are they stuck in a mirror loop?
Right. Great point.
And as you have this scintillating conversation, I think the guy in the back groans and says, it would be like one mirror. You can't cancel it because they, like in a barber shop, you just have more.
Infinite mirrors. You think it's infinite
Right.
mirrors?
So
Yeah,
actually-
yeah, like in a barber shop, because you would just have.
what if we put sheets on the?
Is he dying?
Yeah, he died.
He
Yeah.
died?
He
Oh,
died!
okay, he died.
No!
Oops. Okay, well, we
Gosh,
better get there because
I barely knew he-
So I think Pinky pulls up at the hospital
Yes.
and rolls out of the car onto the ground.
Oh.
Pinky's
Cool.
not doing very well.
Pinky sure does.
Yeah. Like we're
Um,
in a merge. Like Pinky's pulled up in a merge and then just like takes off his seatbelt, opens the car door, and just flops onto the pavement.
Okay.
A paramedic comes out, walks up to you. She says, you folks look like you need some urgent help, and one of you is a lizard as well.
What?
yeah,
Someone's a
it
lizard.
actually gets weirder.
I didn't know you were a lizard, man. That's already pretty weird. You're a lizard with custard
No, I did
mustard
mean
blood?
you. You were the Gosh, sorry. I need to do the paperwork so I can help you here. How did this happen?
We got into a car accident, I say, thinking quickly.
So quickly. Give me a roll.
That's a 1.
Oh
Great.
God.
Okay, you fail and die.
I'll tell you how this happens. If that's all right.
Yeah,
Game
please,
Master.
yeah.
It's so shifty. What I'm saying. We got into a car accident, but the whole thing, I'm like looking at the dead guy in the back seat, and then like back at the paramedic, and then back at the dead guy in the back seat. And the paramedic immediately understands what has happened here, can see the debris in the window. And here in 1970 Chicago, it's a rough town. So every paramedic is allowed to take the law into their own hands. And so with a quick hit of the baton, that's all that's required to take me out in the middle of my lie. And just like mustard flavored custard everywhere, splash in the inside of the Charger or
Did
whatever
you just
it is.
explode? Oh my
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cool. The nurse. Sorry, what weapon did we just say? The
It's
paramedic
it's
had?
like a baton, like a
Right,
like
the
a police
paramedic.
baton.
The paramedic cocks her baton, which is something you can do with batons in the
Yeah.
70s, and then turns towards Pinky.
He forced me to drive.
That was enough. She winds back to deliver a smackdown. What do you do?
I
Strongest feet.
stand my ground. Get ready
Roll.
to grab that baton and turn it on her.
Roll 2 dice.
And I say, "Not today, Missy." And I got a 6. I got a 1 and I got a 6, but I got a 6
What are you
Great.
rolling too?
because I got an extra die last time,
Oh, that was your one. You used the extra die. Okay, nice.
which means I get another one potentially.
Wow.
I don't know if it can loop.
I think what I'm going to do is
Good
I'm going to say that expertly succeed to this point. I think the goop of custard like wretchedly coalesces into a single mustard seed. So I'm gonna revive you with this 6 because I think that's fun.
But I am a mustard seed.
You are a mustard seed for
Okay.
the moment. You can unmustard seed anytime. I think it is a little embarrassing.
Wait a second. So you're just a mustard seed right now?
Yeah.
But you could regenerate? This is like in Steven Universe when the gems get destroyed, and then they become their gem form, and they're like just working on the form.
It's just like that.
Just like that. My gem
Yeah,
form
is
is
it like
mustard
that?
seed.
Okay, I like it.
So you stand your
This
ground.
is the
I want to
weirdest
say
game we've ever played, by the way, I think.
it can't be.
There's
You
weirder
catch the baton, I think, as it like whips down to get you. And your beefy muscles grip the baton. What do you do? What do you do now? I'm gonna. You did get medical attention, so I'll click one of the.
We did get medical attention. Attention from a medical professional.
That's right. Yeah.
All
so
right.
I'll click $1 on that.
We have 2 more boxes to click.
That's true. What do you do now?
I'm gonna take the baton, and I'm gonna eat it.
Pinky, get back in the car. We need to go to a vat.
Okay.
For
Roll 2
intimidation.
dice. 1 for luck and 1 for the bonus that you just netted.
Okay. I got a 3.
Well, that's success with a complication. I think it's complicated enough that your partner is a mustard seed. So I guess I'll
It's
say
complicated.
need medical attention. You're
So
a
I
mustard seed.
So I succeed in biting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
the
fill up the
baton.
clock
I eat
for
it.
medical attention covered in glass. I think she goes, "You mirror men are all the same," and then the paramedic runs inside, fleeing you.
What?
As you crunch on the baton, you feel your strength returning, and you realize, oh, of course, batons are just made of crushed up flies. Everyone knows that.
Oh, everyone knows that. Classic.
Everyone knows that. Yeah.
Wow. So
Delicious.
you've regained your strength. You no longer need
A lot
medical
of
attention.
protein. A lot of protein in those flies, man. You know what I could go for right now? Some fly fries.
So you're not aware you're a lizard at all.
What?
Okay. So I'm stuck as a seed right now.
Yeah, man, I'm talking to a seed right now.
Yeah.
How crazy do you think it is for me?
Yeah. Can you please make sure you don't lose me? I'm really small right now.
Well, I could take you to get some fries, and I think that Pinky picks you up carefully in his big hands,
Great.
and he says, I could take you to get some fly fries with me, and we could grab some water, and we could plant you.
Yeah, or just like if you can get a lot of mustard, I think we can probably like regain my strength.
That's probably also possible because they got hot dogs, man.
Flash cut. You are at a fast food restaurant.
Fly fries?
Demanding. Yeah,
Fry
it's
flies?
yeah, fry flies. Yeah.
Is this the embarrassing moment that we've gone up and requested? Do you have fry flies? Also, a pot of dirt would be great.
Yeah, I think there's a teenage clerk at the counter, and
Are they a
and he-
lizard person?
no, he's just a normal human guy, and
Oh.
he's just like a teenager. He's not ready to deal with this. He goes, I think it's just a name, man. We don't have flies. What do you mean flies?
What do you mean you don't have flies?
What do you
That's in
mean?
your
You want to
name.
eat flies?
Sorry
if you
about
got
this,
'em.
Pinky. Real bummer.
Are you a mustard seed?
Yes, and you'll respect me.
Oh, that's really embarrassing, actually. If you
Doug.
want to be respected like this.
God damn it, it's happening again.
I'm gonna clear your complication and we'll just save it in this moment. You are at the fast food restaurant.
Well,
And
now we gotta
mustard
do
soup.
something embarrassing so we can save again.
Oh, I think you just did.
You already
What
have,
do you
baby.
mean, man? I don't understand.
Hey, if you're not going to order real food and you're just going to talk about flies, I think you might have to leave.
If you're gonna give me some mustard, or I'm gonna get some mustard, says Pinky.
Yeah, give us some mustard.
Do
Look,
it,
man, if I give you some mustard, will you leave?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll leave.
Okay, so the teenage clerk throws like a dozen packets of mustard at you,
That's a
and
start.
you find yourself kicked out of the like minimum
So embarrassing.
wage worker restaurant.
That's fine.
It's
We didn't want any anyways. They don't have any real flies.
so your save point right now is sitting on the curb outside of the Flies By restaurant.
This
Nice.
is probably also really embarrassing, just getting kicked out of a fast food restaurant.
It in fact is for sure. This and the two of you are sitting beside each other, both humanoid now. The mustard seed. Does it crack and you emerge like a person from a tiny, tiny egg?
I've directed Pinky to fill like one of
Are
the
you
discarded
small?
cups outside with mustard and then plant me in it. And then after a moment, I do
Are you
grow.
small? Are you like growing? Or are you, like,
I
full
am
size?
I'm almost full size, but I am on my way to growing. So currently I'm about like 4'11", but I'll get there. I'll get there. Yeah.
All right. Should I carry you in my arms? They might be faster. if we're
No,
going
I can
back
walk. I can walk just fine.
Okay.
You know,
I
at this
respect
time
your
of
choice.
in this particular place at this time of night, you are pretty close to the lake, whose idyllic surface is so clear at this time of day with no boat traffic.
Oh no. Just think what could be happening. Perhaps a mere moon emerging.
We need to block out the moonlight on the lake.
Okay.
The moon on the lake, as you say this, grows larger and larger.
Or we need to swim in the lake.
Or we should disturb the surface, right? Mess it up.
Yeah, ripple it. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
throw.
Are there any motor boats at the edge of the water here?
Yeah, that's the main clientele for the Flies By restaurant. It's seaplanes.
Seaplanes. We're gonna have to commandeer a plane. I hope you know how to drive one of those. With all your car knowledge?
A plane?
Yes.
Not the same as a car, man.
It's got a wheel and an engine?
Aren't
Come on.
you like a smart guy? You got an accent. Can't you fly a plane?
Oh, you're right. I'm a colonel. I've been trained in the military. Perhaps
Yeah.
in the Air Force. I flew planes in the First World War. I can do it. Not a
Yeah.
problem.
All
Been a
right,
while.
great.
Great. So there's a plane that's just sitting there. There's the keys in the ignition. It's the 70s.
I hope we never become a low-trust society, I say as I climb into the seaplane. Hop on in. This won't be a... And I look at the controls, and they are different than they used to be. They've updated things in the last little bit, and my feet don't quite reach the pedals. Would you perhaps help me, Pinky, by doing the pedals with your strong, strong feet, and I'll fly the plane.
Sounds good.
All right.
And Pinky sits below you, and you sit on Pinky's
Am
lap,
I-
and then Pinky buckles us in.
All right. Nice.
Okay. Okay, great. It's yeah, can I get a roll for feet?
Feet.
Roll for feet.
Yeah,
Roll for feet.
roll for feet.
If we roll a 6, do you guys have to show your feet on camera?
I'll show one.
Is that
foot.
how this works?
I'll show one. No, but it could be. Ooh. So that's a 6.
Okay, now I'm not sure I believe you anymore.
It is. Wait, did I get a roll 2 or only 1?
You did
Only
have
one.
an extra,
Oh, okay.
I think.
No,
Maybe roll, 'cause
use
I
the
rolled two.
extra.
But then she
Yeah,
Yeah,
rolled
because
another
I
6.
used the extra
Okay.
last time. So here, only 1. Okay, that's a 4, though. So
Okay, cool. So you succeed with a complication. The plane starts to chug to life, but the plane doesn't immediately lift off. In fact, it's not skittering across the water because from the water, a giant craterous mass is rising.
We're being lifted up by the moon?
Yeah, yeah.
Pinky, there's a second moon! Double moon!
oh no, we forgot about the moon being reflected.
Well, we didn't know. We were trying to solve that problem. We were just too slow, Pinky.
What if I jump into the lake? Then won't I disturb it?
Perhaps. A last-ditch effort. You and I jump
If I
in and
aim for the moon.
we try to splash around.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to try our best to disturb the reflection in these last moments as the moon begins to emerge. and we're
We're
gonna
high
throw
up.
ourselves out of this plane.
Okay. I don't think you have anything for that, Anthony. So you both are going to fail and die. I am saying that is what I say now. I think you both
What about my
fail and
luck?
whoa, luck. Well, that's a good point. You do have luck.
Yes, and
Fine, roll a die, Amanda.
5.
Okay, you succeed. Fine, and we'll give Anthony a chance. Quick thinking, fine. You quickly could bail out of the plane.
I
What
don't know
is
what
that?
I don't know what that would mean. I rolled a 1. I fail anyways.
You do.
My quick thinking is that as I'm about to hit the water, I'm like, wait, Pinky, I just remembered, I can't swim.
Oh. No.
Okay. Great. I really would love to let Amanda keep puttering around here, but I do think that you land on the moon, no problem, perfectly on your feet. So you've solved moonrise because I think as soon as you land on the moon, the surface slicks back into water. But now your plane flies off and you're in a lake, a very large lake. What do you do? And your mustard seed's dead.
My mustard seed is dead. I will paddle. I'm gonna swim to shore.
Okay.
With
I'm
my
definitely
strong feet.
Nope. No. You are not gonna. No feet. No feet on that. You will also die. And
I
you
paddle with
both.
my strong feet.
No.
Kurt made a critical error
No.
by giving one luck and feet. That's actually all the skills you need. That's like the whole game. There's
This is
nothing you
lasers
can't
and
do.
feelings all over again.
Ah,
You
use skills for many
troublemakers.
things if you can figure out how they could apply.
Well,
Luck and
you
feet.
dastardly dastards both pop
Right, so I
back
drown.
into existence. You
With
drowned. Now
everything.
tell me what you get that would have saved you.
Ooh, yeah, right. We haven't done this for a while.
Mm,
That's why I tried to kill you both, so that you would have your stuff back. But somebody went, no, I have feet that swim.
I do have feet that swim. They're strong feet. I should use them.
Good, strong feet.
I think if I had more Navy training, if I remembered my Navy training better.
Great. I'll call this ability, or let's say resource Navy training.
I'll
Sail
say
the
if I
seven
had more
seas.
endurance, then I think I could have done it because my feet were strong. So that's already there.
Sure.
But it's a big lake, so that's probably where I really boffed it.
Right.
Because,
Okay,
you know,
ability,
swim.
endurance. We'll write fortitude.
Fortitude.
So we've got military and fortitude.
Military generally or naval or Navy?
That's fair. We'll give you Navy. And can I trust Amanda with fortitude? I think I freaking can't.
She's gonna do everything with that.
She's gonna do everything with that. I'm gonna write.
Fortitude.
I'll give you ability swimming, and then in extended to endurance in general.
Hold breath long time.
Yeah, let's say breath.
Okay.
Fine. You've got luck, feet, and breath, and we have think, fists, and Navy.
Luck, feet, and breath. Okay.
Yeah, some of those
I
don't
love
sound fun together.
Skill Navy.
Breath is good. I can do a lot with breath.
Yeah, you did fuck up, by the way, Kurt. She's gonna be blowing
Do I
stuff
have like
over.
better lung capacity at all?
Yeah, for sure. You do, yeah.
Wow, Okay.
So you respawn.
there's a lot you can do with that.
And again, through that kaleidoscopic tunnel of a re-existence, we see again shadows flickering, and you find yourself sitting on a curb as people walk by you, entering Flies by Night, going, "Those guys, they get kicked out."
It was a medical emergency. Whatever. Pinky. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, the moon's gonna rise out of the lake, and we still haven't made any progress on stopping the mere people. You've come up with one good idea to make the mere people infinitely powerful by showing a mirror to a mirror, but we need the opposite of that.
Well, the only other thing I can think of is if we cover a mirror, then it'll be covered. But how do you cover a whole lake?
How do you cover oil?
It's either that or remove the light source so that nothing can reflect in the mirror because there's no light, but that's like
Okay.
As you say
No
oil, you can smell peanut oil wafting through the air from Flies By Night nearby.
I was thinking more kind of a dark, sort of black oil, but that's interesting.
well, if we have oil, won't it still have a reflection? It'll just be a
No,
darker reflection.
it'll be.
You see, you've been here a minute now, and I think we see the teenage clerk come out and say, "Oh, are you guys still here?" And he's carrying like a sort of vat of used fryer oil.
and
I,
it's yeah.
I don't know. I kind of kicked you out, and I guess this is out, technically.
You've rightfully kicked us out, and as our punishment, we should dispose of the oil for you to make things good. I'll take that from you, young sir.
Well, it's 1979, and I can't really object to this. We don't know about trans fats yet, so we've probably been using this for weeks. And it is indeed like black as tar. It's been used. It smells. You
And-
have now acquired 1 barrel of oil.
Excellent.
I don't understand. Does the oil cancel out reflections?
It is. Look at this sludge. They have been overusing this. No light will
I
escape
mean, if
from this.
anything, it'll make it less pleasant for the mirror people to come through. So I feel like that could be very helpful.
Right? Side effect. Stinky.
If you guys are like high or something, you gotta leave like in an entirely different way.
I'm pretty sure my friend here has been high this entire time, but we'll leave. Come on, Pinky.
I'm not a lizard person.
No
I
one-
didn't. I
no
mean,
one
I didn't
said
say you
that.
were recently. I respected that you asked me not to, but I understand that I still think it's true.
Come on, Pinky.
And off they go.
I'm sorry I called you high. I forgot you have a lizard brain. That actually makes more sense.
What?
Never mind. The plan's easy. Simple. We're just gonna dump this barrel of oil out into the lake, watch it spread out, completely destroy this ecosystem, and protect the world.
What about the animals in the lake? Will they be all right?
They'll be fine. I don't know why we'd be worried about them. It's the 70s.
There's a
Well,
slight
I
rumbling.
like coming to this beach.
There's a slight
And I
rumbling?
actually really care
Yeah,
about that.
like a land mass emerging from a lake or something.
Oh, shoot, we've got to move fast. Here, you're so fast with your feet. Run! Run to the edge of the lake. Dump it. Go!
All right, I'll run. Okay, so I'm gonna run with my.
I think you can
feet.
roll 2 dice, 1 for feet and 1 for breath.
Wow. You're a perfect man now.
This one's cocked.
Perfect lizard.
It's just 2.
You rolled a 2. You succeed with the complication. I'll give you the progress on the session objective first, because that seems only fair.
Yeah.
And your
Well, it's only
complication. Your complication, I think, is going to be ecological
Degradation.
To harm?
degradation.
No, not the beach.
I don't think there's so as you dump the oil into the beach, there's like a slick, gross, like spreading of yucky tar. And while there aren't like dead fish coming up out of the water, you do see an angry looking agent from the newly formed EPA run up to you and say, "Hey, did you just dump oil into the lake?
Yes?
Well, you're under arrest, obviously."
What?
And she pulls out a pair of handcuffs.
I didn't want to dump it into the lake. I was talking about how it might hurt the animals.
Oh, come on, Pinky.
I was.
And I reach in and grab my naval certifications. I am a naval officer, and by that I can do anything I want to any body of water in the contiguous United States.
Roll 2 dice. 1 for think, 1 for Navy.
Wow.
Ah, nice.
Wow.
2.
That was really good.
Double 6s all the way across the sky.
Damn. Wow, wow.
No one cares about
all
the
right.
environment when someone has a status.
So we are going to fill up your clock for ecological degradation complication. You have done it. I think at that point the EPA person goes, "Well, honestly, this this whole branch of government hasn't been around that long, so I probably got to take your word for this one.
Unfortunately,
I wish there was more
you're arrested.
coordination. We're really siloed, honestly. It's a problem. There's
That's
not a lot of communication.
A structural issue. Now, I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll figure it out in time before there's large-scale environmental collapse. No worries.
I think so too. Yeah, I'm really encouraged, actually. Okay, well, have a nice day, sailor.
Aye, aye. Oh, that was a close one.
I can't believe that we just got away with that. That seems really messed up.
It's a good thing I was in that music video for those YMCA guys recently. Anyways, I'm not sure when my references are from, but I'm giving it a shot.
Do you want to save? You're one more tick further forward than you were before.
That's a great point. Pinky, and I put one arm around you. Look at what we've done, and I gesture towards the lake. All of this because of us, and then I slip on the slick oil here on the boardwalk, and dragging Pinky down with me, both of us plunk into the oil-saturated lake, absolutely destroying our clothes and embarrassing ourselves in front of the patrons.
Yeah, you got like hella peanut oil ass right now. It's just like
It's in
slick
my
and wet.
eyes.
We climb back up into the shore, but we look like those ducks from the oil videos, those environmental videos where the poor duck is covered in oil and they have to like clean it with a toothbrush. That's us as we pull ourselves back on shore.
That's true.
And Pinky is breaking out in hives because Pinky is slightly allergic to peanuts.
And Custard is just breaking out in zits because the oil is too much for his skin. He's got sensitive skin.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, look at us. Just a couple of rashy ragamuffins.
Man, why can't we just go back to the Charger?
We totaled the Charger.
I think as you say that, a 1969 Dodge Challenger pulls up on the beach.
Our chance. Look. That's
And
all right.
Pinky squints and is like, yeah, I think that's that would be good.
It's a Charger, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I think we see someone cavalierly get out, and this guy gets out and he's already in his swimsuit and he runs towards the beach with exciting speed and just sort of like dives in. Poor sucker. It's too dark for him to tell, but that's what he does, and he leaves
People go
that.
swimming in the middle of the night.
Yeah, well, you just take. You just get your muscle car, you drive out to the beach, you go for a swim.
Alone?
Yeah. Are you gonna judge a guy for going for a swim alone?
I love the image. He just got out of his
No, I'm
car.
just curious.
He's got out of his car. He ran right into the water. Left the door open.
Chakunk. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, all right. I'm glad we've confirmed that.
Well, this kind of seems like a freebie, to be honest. I'm just gonna slide into the driver's seat. You can't drive anymore. You've absolutely embarrassed us.
I'm embarrassed us. You're the one that got us covered in peanut oil. I guess it worked though, so I guess I can't really complain.
And now, as you sit down, that horrible thing happens. Like if you've sat in a pile of snow and then you sit down later, you're like, oh, I'm still damp. You sit down on the seats of this lovely car and you go, oh, it's still covered in oil.
Are the keys in the ignition?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Mirrors are all wrong adjusted, though. They're not at the right angle for you at all.
Oh, I can't use the mirrors anyways. If we just break them off, what do you think?
Yeah, let's break them.
For safety reasons. We
Yep.
remove all the mirrors from the car.
Sure, if you give me a roll, I could consider that a movement towards stop the men in the mirrors.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I
to do it?
punch those mirrors with my incredible fisticuffs powers.
I'll kick them with my feet.
Well, I'm fine with one of you doing this so that the other doesn't
Okay.
just casually die. Anthony, you'll get a bonus die because you have one
Oh,
Then
Still?
you do that.
from your
Great.
6s.
nice. I rolled a 3 and a 5. We take the higher one. Is that how this works?
Yep, so you succeed.
Nice.
No asterisks. We will check a box in the session objective clock. I think
Punch those
as
mirrors.
you punch out each mirror, the last one feels a little different, a little bit more fleshy, and you realize that you've broken a
Fleshy.
nose of a mirror man, and the mirror pieces fall out, and there's no
What
mirror
happened
man
to his
emerging anymore.
nose?
What happened to the nose? I think like the very tip of it gets sliced off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but you asked.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Mhm.
Pinky, we have to get to the mayor's office to ban all mirrors. Does that track?
I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess.
It's worth a shot. You're right.
I mean, you are a naval officer, so maybe they'll listen to you.
Yep.
And if they don't, I could always hold my breath until we could have a contest.
Yeah, kind of do like some sort of protest where you won't breathe until they ban all mirrors.
That's right. And I'll freak them out.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
can hold my breath a long time.
great idea, Pinky. We are the two smartest men in this city. We're gonna drive towards City Hall, Kurt, and we're like doing it really cool, like neon punk vibe.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me what that looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it night now? I guess it's night. Yeah, but we're like we're shooting down sort of the abandoned roads by the side of the lake, and our headlights reflect in the puddles of water on the road.
They don't reflect too much, though. Just enough that it's all white, so you can't see anything coming out.
Yeah. Totally. Sweet electric music is playing in the background as we like come shooting around the corners, big tall buildings on either side, and then we like as we pull up in front of Chicago Town Hall, I like pull a crazy donut spiral, and like the car just goes until the car like pulls right up to the front steps, and we jump out of the car and start climbing the stairs.
Great. Jane Byrne, mayor of Chicago, walks out of City Hall wearing a smart pantsuit and gestures at you in your car. And she says, "You think you're pretty hot shit, huh? You're right. That was a sick donut. Hi, Jane Byrne, mayor of Chicago, 1979 through 1983.
You don't have any hope after 83? You're not sort of hoping for another term, or?
Oh, this is my third or fourth loop through this. It's actually kind of anomalous.
You're looping too?
I know how it goes.
But we're looping.
You're looping as well?
Yes.
Jane Byrne
Yeah.
says. Jane Byrne says,
God.
I've been doing this for ages. It actually starts in 1977, which is how I ended up getting 82% of the vote in the single largest mayoral win in Chicago history.
You looped until you corrupted the democratic system?
No, it was more like, every time I can do it a little better. I've got a lot of great ideas, for the city.
Well, that's incredible and ethically questionable. But I'm glad that we've met you. We've only been looping for maybe about 2 hours at this point. But we've come to talk to you about a grave matter. The Mere Men. They're trying to take the place of everyday Chicagoans. And we have an idea. We must ban all mirrors.
Because of the Mirror Men.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to explain to the public, though, and I did only get elected to this position a couple months ago. It would have been April. Now is what? July, because it's good swimming weather outside?
But
yeah.
Don't you loop because of the Mirror Men too? Like,
You
we
know?
could stop our looping.
That's an interesting point. Only there was some way to determine whether or not I was convinced by it. Oh well. And then Mayor Jane Byrne looks right at the camera and goes, "Guess there's not. Unless."
Um. Yep, I sure am thinking quickly, and
I'm gonna kick her in the face.
what?
Cool.
Because I think that she's working for the Mirror Men.
Well, okay. I wanted to read of course, the large circular button that she has on her chest to see whether perhaps the text is going the wrong direction.
Faster than I can kick?
I have very fast thinking.
Okay.
Okay, we can resolve that first if you like.
I don't know what I'm rolling for, just detecting her mirrorness. I am rolling a
Quick
1.
reading.
I'm gonna die.
You sure do. As you lean in to look at this shiny pin on her lapel, I feel like a tiny mirror man reaches out of the lapel and then pokes you in both the eyes. And you have thoughts as you fall of Eye of Newt and what it portends, what it means, and you fall onto the pavement.
Kick her.
Wow. Yeah, kick her.
Sure you do. Give us a roll.
It's a 6.
I don't know what to do when one of you beefs it and the other doesn't. So I think we'll have with that 6. You kick her in the face, and she goes down hard. It is tough being a mayor in a time of turmoil and time loops like this. She thinks as her last thought about her husband, a U.S. Marine pilot. Gosh, that's pretty naval adjacent, isn't it? And as she does pass out, having been kicked in the face, you hear a crack as her little lapel pin breaks in two. And I'm going to do the following. I think I'm going to click the session objective clock. And then if you can get another thing, you got a 6. You got a 6. And last time you got a 6, I allowed a minor resurrection. A mustard seed appears. After Myrtle Custard is poked in both eyes, I think the eyes shrivel into tiny mustard seeds, which then go and fully formed like Saturn. Who fully formed from Zeus's forehead? It doesn't matter. Myrtle Custard emerges from their own eyeballs and stands before you now.
Am I fully embodied?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, nice.
But you two are going to have to save it soon if you don't want me to be more mean next time.
Yeah, that's a good point. That was good, I think. I'm pretty sure she was corrupt. Is that sort of what we got from that?
I don't know. She just seems super shady to me.
You should not kick women just because you don't like them, but we will take that up with you at another time. We turn to our left, if I may, as an action, and there is a press conference going on, which we have unfortunately stumbled into. Oh,
yes, that's true.
Oh,
let's hijack that press conference and make sure. Let's say that we're the new mayor.
All right, I'll go with it.
Tell them the military's taking control, and if they want to ever see their old mayor again, they need to destroy all their mirrors.
Do you do anything before this happens?
It might be embarrassing.
Or it might work. Either way, it's a win-win.
Okay, taking this, I step up to the podium and I start to deliver an impassioned military coup speech but the microphone is off, and no one can hear what I'm saying.
A tiny little, what are they called? The callers at the town crier, a tiny town crier, a sooty town crier at the front of the crowd, left over from older days of journalism, pipes up and says, "You smell like peanuts!" And the whole crowd laughs and laughs. And another town crier beside her goes, "That's a lizard back. Everyone, look at a lizard back there." And the whole crowd erupts into laughter at the peanut smelling weirdo with the off microphone and the lizard who's so clearly a lizard. Oh my God.
And this is on national television.
Yeah. Chicago city press conferences are always on national television.
It's cable or something.
Yeah. Sure.
We undergo this embarrassment. My cheeks turn the color of custard, and then I turn the microphone on, and I look to Pinky for moral support.
Pinky smiles at you with his lizard tongue.
That's the support I needed. As I turn back to the crowd of people, and I say, "It is me, Myrtle Custard, a Navy officer who has arrived in this time of great need of Chicagoans. I am here before you today because I have had to think quickly and take command of this city. I hereby instate military rule, and I command all of you watching, which must be every Chicagoan, to break all mirrors in your house. This is a matter of national security. I know we're going to collectively get about 7,000 years of bad luck as a city, but I tell you now, it will be worth it to save our skin. And if anybody refuses me, I will fisticuff them into submission. That's an order."
Okay, 3 dice then. And here's the procedure for punching out a mirror.
I have rolled a 5, 5, and a 4.
Great. That is a success. So I'll check a box here. There's murmurings among the crowd. With such a strong and commanding, dare I say, naval presence, such quick thinking and a convincing fisticuff sort of posture, people murmur amongst the crowds.
Hey, actually, I think maybe we should destroy all mirrors. Yeah, it actually would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, smells like peanuts, but I think he's right.
The peanuts thing is unrelated.
Well, actually, it was part of an attempt to save all of you, so it's kind of related.
Yes. We smell of peanuts because of heroism. Remember that. Next time you, small child, try to make fun of somebody for how they smell, perhaps it's because they tried to save you. Think about that.
And would you like to try to make this embarrassing to save your point of progress?
Yeah.
Can I go for a high five, but then we miss?
Yeah, and we slap each other in the ass.
Right on.
Yeah, I think the high five misses collaboratively, and you both slap. It keeps going, and you slap each other right on the ass, and there's a wet slap as the peanut oil makes contact with your hands. Slapping peanut man, chants one town crier. Slapping peanut men! Slapping peanut men! One of them's a lizard! And the whole crowd laughs, and this time the mic is on, so the whole of Chicago is broadcast. And as you hear from all around you, breaking mirrors.
Yay!
You can hear from a nearby bar. There's a live feed from television. Breaking mirrors. I mean, breaking news. Mirrors all over the city being broken by people who watched a press conference. It was just before this. If you were tuned in, you would have heard it. That's why you watch the news. Only one mirror in the city is rumored to remain. And the camera cuts to the bean, which has always been there and always will be, because it's an anomaly. The bean, something so perfect and metallic, could never exist on its own. This is the source of all mirror men.
Pinky, we must go destroy the bean.
Yes, but how will we do it?
They said but! Aha!
Oh,
They
all
said
right.
but right after they slapped
Alright,
it with the
okay.
butt.
Okay, all right, we're gonna leave.
Moving
all right?
on, moving on, moving on. How do we destroy the bean? Says Pinky as they rush off stage, and I'm assuming back to the charger
Yeah, absolutely.
because I can get us there. But
Yeah,
I don't
Pinky's
know,
driving
man.
again, and we're brainstorming as we drive.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah. And again, this time I think it's not My Sharona. It is it's Tragedy by the Bee Gees.
Okay.
And it's playing, and you can hear it going as you're passing by all these places. I would sing it if I had the rights. And as you approach, the sun is just starting to rise over the city.
Think, Pinky, think. What will destroy a giant metallic being that is itself an anomaly? It must be the source of all of this. It's a temporal anomaly, just like us. Weirdly out of time and out of place, and yet it is the most beautiful mirror. It's the source of all of this. All of our problems.
maybe we could paint over it.
Wow, that's such a mundane answer to something that seems so cosmically difficult. But I can't see why it wouldn't work. We're
That
gonna
way
need...
we get to keep the bean. What if we make it more like an actual coffee bean and we just paint it brown?
Is it supposed to be a coffee bean? Is that kind of what
I
was
don't
going
know.
for? Or...
So I've always interpreted it.
Interesting. Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Where are you
I'm
going to
just-
get paint?
We need a lot of paint. Hardware store.
And
I
so
mean,
we
I-
smash cut to the hardware store, where a man at the desk says, "Look, all I was telling you is that brown is the combination of purple and yellow. And we had some crazy guy come in earlier today and buy all the yellow, said he loved the mustard. Looked a lot like you, but he didn't smell like peanuts. And somebody else came in later and said that they needed all the purple for their girl. I don't know why. And then they went out dancing. And that's all I knows."
Pinky's
Okay, well,
staring
I-
daggers into the back of my head. I turn around. I'm sorry, Pinky. You know what? I
I
totally forgot
guess.
about this. I really didn't buy it.
It happens when you're in a time loop, so I guess we gotta go with a different color.
We can try, but me and all my buddies actually were out here buying paint, so... You got any other colors?
Yeah, there were a lot of you too. I remember there was the one guy. I wish I had a whole list that was maybe 20 to 40 entries long and that someone would read out the entirety of it as I am trying to entertain an audience.
Yeah, did Captain Slate Gray come in here?
Yeah, that's the kind of, if you could do that, but list off all historic appearances
I
of
never
anybody
thought-
who's ever been named after a color.
Yeah, that... But
I
that...
never thought that playing clues so much would have this kind of implications later. I guess I've really messed it up here. It's not your fault, Custard.
Yeah, well,
I-
clue's kind of a complicated thing. You never know where anybody is because the game doesn't come with a map.
Oh. Wait. My game of Clue. Here's the thing. Yeah, I, of course, already used all my paint to paint my beautiful house, which is all yellow. Love it. But some of my peers, you see, I've been too busy embarrassing them and their ladies for them to ever even get around to painting. So if we can just find Mr. Plum, Professor Plum, I suppose, is what he prefers, we can get all of his purple paint and make a purple bean. And all of our problems will be solved.
Well, where is he? How will we know?
Well, don't I have the answer for you? And I reach into my holster on my back where I keep my classic game of Clue, and I rip it out, and I slam it down on the counter of the paint section of this hardware store.
Hey, you could knock over some of my cans.
Wait, so you do have paint?
No, this one's lacquer, so it would provide a nice sort of sheen.
No, we don't want that.
All right.
Good if you want a very reflective surface.
No, precisely what we don't want.
Oh, okay, then I guess that's
Actually,
not useful.
If you could just throw those in the lake, just to get rid of them, just to avoid any shiny surfaces in the future, that would be great.
Should I ask any questions about ecological impacts?
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, there was a lovely lady that's already on it. She already let us put oil into the water.
She said it was good or something.
That's great. Yeah, she's probably from from 9 years ago when we made the EPA. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it? I've been saying EPA all this time. Interesting.
We used to say EPA until just last year. Actually.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm learning things, and yes, you can learn something from anybody, including the hardware paint guy.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Never mind, it was classist. I'll now take a look at my board game of Clue, and
as you do, I think we sort of like we see the overhead shot of this map, and a dotted line is sort of moving across it, and the camera zooms in, and we realize that line is going right up to the bean.
Professor Plum, what is he?
We cut, I think, to Professor Plum, speaking to his companion, and he says, "And really, it's there's nowhere else I can admire our beautiful purple outfits, and indeed purple everything, than right here. Oh, Felicity Zandra, today is a fine day to look upon the mirrored surface of the bean."
We are driving at high speed, twisting through the streets of Chicago. We like pull up at the edge of the giant square that I assume the bean is in, and we're like slam out of the car, running up the stairs. Is Mirror Plum?
Right as Mirror Plum reaches for the surface of this beautiful bean to stroke his own reflection, which is just the kind of thing that Mirror Plum would do, there's a force that looks back towards him. At first you think this must be just a mirror man of any other sort, or a refraction of the light off of the bean, a glare. But then you realize, no, that's not purple. That's a complementary color. It's the color mustard. And a twisted, otherworldly version of you steps through the mirror.
No!
Dusts himself off.
Oh my goodness, you gotta fight Mirror You.
God damn it. But they have all the same powers as I do. What edge would I have over them?
What edge would I have over him? Says Mustard Mirror.
Have I died? Yeah, I have, since I used my...
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Can I use it to break his knees?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you can.
What he doesn't have is one of me, Custard. We're in it together. And Pinky takes out his his
grip trainer.
Enhancer, grip trainer. And he clinches it.
And grass grows.
Oh.
He clinches it, and I'm assuming this is the kneecaps one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You see just this sickening pop sound as this figure that looks so much like Myrtle Custard collapses to the ground. Groans out the Mirror Custard, but As that happens, you realize there's actually a second figure. What you thought was the reflection of Plum's companion is in fact a very buff and large, muscled lizard type of person. And as this
Who's
lizard
that
person,
lizard?
what, me? I'm not a lizard. You think I look like a lizard? And in the light of day, no one has ever looked more like a lizard than both of you. You are the two most lizard-looking people on the planet, and seeing it in front of you, actually, that is a little embarrassing.
Yeah, I do think you look like a lizard. I can see you with my eyes.
I don't look like a lizard. You look like a lizard, and I don't look a thing like you.
Whoa. You just said I look like a lizard?
Yeah, you look exactly like a lizard.
Man, I know I said we should break all the mirrors, but someone get this guy a mirror right now.
Huh. Yeah, all right. I'm from a mirror, and I don't know what I look like. Is that what you're saying to me right now?
Yeah, I'm saying you're from a mirror and you don't know what you look like.
Yeah, that's ridiculous because I
Which
know
is why
exactly
it's
what I look.
crazy.
No, it's not
crazy because
You
if
don't know
come
what
from a
you
mirror,
look
you
like,
don't
and
know
when
what
I
you look
know
like.
what
No,
I
I'll
look
tell
like,
you what you
I'll
look
tell you, and then
No,
you'll know.
you-
Pinky, don't you see?
I'm Thumb, actually.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh,
That's embarrassing.
that's actually.
But Pinky, you have to understand right now. For me, that's what you look like. That's you.
I
You're
don't see it.
Pinky. No, you're a lizard, and you always have been.
Like, in what way?
Well, that's enough of this, says Thumb, and Thumb pulls out a pair of grip trainers.
No, Pinky.
I'm gonna throw my grip trainers at his grip trainers to knock them out of his hand.
I can see how luck could be part of this. Okay. Give it a go.
I get 2 dice rolls, right? Because last time I rolled a 6.
Oh, great. Yeah, then
I
yes.
believe. Double 5s.
That's a success. So I think you wind back and you want to tell me about this perfect arc you throw?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it like from the side, like this.
Ooh, like a
So
boomerang.
that when it moves, it like kind of goes out and then it comes back in, spinning like this on an axis, and then it just hits him right in the hand, and he goes ah, and he drops it.
He does. And in fact, in dropping it, it lands. And grass grows all across the surface of the bean. Every last little mirrored reflection completely covered in lush, watered, fresh grass. And you hear a gurgling scream as Thumb goes, no, and bursts into a pile of mussels. And by that, I mean the little clams. Or are they oysters? Because inside their opalescent surface is pleasantly reflective, but you can't see anything in it. They're just opalescent like that. So that's nice. The mirrors. Yes, please, yeah.
Oh, I just want to step up to Mirror Mustard. And as is happening, I just look down on him and I pull out the rope that I keep in my jacket. You think we're the same, but I've been changed. I've been looping through this night and gained new skills. I can tie knots real good now. And I hog tie him just to make sure he doesn't cause any problems. And perhaps, as I tie a really cool navy knot, you might allow him to explode into, a bunch of mustard.
He does, yeah. As you cinch that last pull of the knot, he bursts into 1,000 mustard seeds, and they start to fall from the sky as if a blessing from above. and the peoples gather for a great feast. The small town criers call out,
On mussels and mustard
"Extra,
seed?
extra! Mustard and mussels feast! Mustard and mussels feast, and also it smells like peanut oil, but that's part of it, and it's good in this instance."
Thank you.
And the people gather, and they applaud. And then, standing far up on the top of a nearby skyscraper, Mayor Jane Byrne crosses her arms and says, "That went a lot better than last time."
And that is our game, folks.
Wow.
That is Quantum Nobodies. Two weird nobodies facing the terrible plague of mere men from the out-of-time bean in Chicago. How does it feel to tell us?
Does it rest now? That's a good question.
Does it rest? How does it feel, guys, to make a story that certainly has never been even vaguely told before?
I don't know what you mean.
Kurt, thank you for your wonderful game mastering. Your God complex has come
It
in
was
handy this time.
masterful.
Yeah.
Thank you for your wonderful curveballs that you threw at every step of the way, and I needed and loved, and am so grateful to have. One thing I didn't send your way were like any agents from the God complex.
That's
but
true.
I think we could argue that the Mirror Men were also that. I think that only
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
I think the Mirror Men were that.
Yeah.
Your agents.
Yeah.
And I felt like you did a good job of giving us people to stop us.
Oh, you got to do your best.
Kind of like your agents. Although they
Yeah,
may
yeah,
not
yeah.
have known that they were in league with you. This reminds me of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
You know
Oh.
what? Now that you say that, yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. I really like this game. It's so simple. It's one page, guys.
It is
It's a big
indeed
game.
one page.
Micro RPG.
And you can get it for free.
For free.
Cool.
From Dungeon Club, DNGNCLUB. It's a cool game, and if you like it, maybe play it sometime. Let them know that it's good. Maybe tip them a couple bucks for the game if you got the scratch. Or just reflect on our ridiculous story today, and remember that we said thanks for coming. And join us next week, for another lovely evening of lies that we think you'll enjoy.
We hope, at the very least, that you'll enjoy it.
We'd like to think so. Anybody have anything they need to plug before we officially end our little show?
Well, everybody go. I put the link to the game in the chat on Twitch and YouTube. So definitely do that. It'll also be in the video description, so you can check it out there. I will be back on Wednesday where I'm going to play some Five Nights at Freddy's Secrets of the Mimic, which should be fun on stream.
Nice.
And I will also be back with videos every day, as I usually try my best to do over on YouTube. So that's me. What about you guys?
Good question. I guess keep your eyes open. I am working on a little game based on my local museum, and I might be putting that out sometime soon. Also, if you are going to be at Origins game,
You're gonna be at Origins.
I'm not going to be there, but my games will be. The last copies that are available through my American distributor will be at Origins. Feel free to drop by Indie Press Revolution if you want one of my games, or indeed any of the other many wonderful games from indie creators that will be present for the show. So
That's awesome.
yeah, stop on by.
Very exciting. You guys should definitely do that.
Anthony, anything, or are you all good?
I'm all good over here, but I am going to suggest it feels so fitting that a fellow tabletop RPG stream, the Lollygaggers, are playing a game called Time Watch, cool TTRPG, and the title of this session is Quantum Boogaloo, which I mean,
Wow.
Quantum Buddies got to stick together, right?
Yeah, that's so cool.
So I'm suggesting if you've got a little more time, you want to keep watching some cool TTRPGs, why don't we go over there and see how they're doing and hang out with them?
Why
I love
not?
that idea. Let's do it.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today, and we will hopefully see you again next week. And we'll play another absolutely ridiculous game, something completely different. All right. I'm gonna start this raid. Jump on board.
Beautiful.
All right. See you guys over there. What do we put?
Raids you'll enjoy.
Raid you'll enjoy.
We'll have an emoji for you soon.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
So make sure if you guys are interested in getting those emotes, you join our channel, I guess. But they will be coming soon.
All right. We will see you over there. Signing off for tonight. Bye, guys.